So a lot happened last round. Who would like to give a recap? Ryan, Utah Jack, why don't you tell us what happened last time?
You mean Marshall Jack.
Not yet.
So Utah Jack riding northwest up into finding new territory up in Coffin Rock. He manages to find a couple traveling companions with Old Lodgeskins and little girl named Emma Brown. And on the way to Coffin Rock, dealt with some undesirables, some zombies, if you will, shambling, eating limbs, but we took them out, no problem. Not an issue. Got to Coffin Rock, did some cursory talks around the town, found out that the mayor, the most recent mayor who sent me, Utah Jack, a letter of inquiry to help him figure out some stuff. He's dead. His mansion's been burned down. But before more information about that could be gleaned, while we were just minding our own business in the saloon, the marshal came. Emma overheard the marshal extorting the bartender a bit, and he decided to give us newcomers a little bit of trouble. Utah, not one to be talked to that way by authority. Got a little too big for his britches, and a shootout inside the bar ensued with both Emma and Lodgeskins showing prodigious skill in the magical and spooky arts. And Utah Jack shotgunned down the marshal, blew his
I don't know what you're talking
fucking
about.
stomach out.
Never happened.
That's one way of looking at it. It did end that way. So that will bring us to where we left off. So, order of business. Utah, you start with 4 bennies, thanks to your luck. Emma, you start with 5 bennies, thanks to you being very young. And Old Lodgeskins here also starts with 4 bennies, thanks to your luck. So,
Right.
To be clear, the last thing I caught you saying, because I went and checked, was you tossed $3 down and wanted to buy everyone a drink, to which the barkeep, nervously still holding a shotgun, and when you turned his attention to him, being caught in your direct attention, nervously dropped it, says, I don't want no trouble. And then you notice again that the mayor, which you also just found out was there, when you went over to the mayor and said, howdy, I'm your new marshal. And that is how we ended it. So we begin, for everyone's reference, here. And I cannot draw big X's in roll. For all I know, I can. I have no idea. Big X's over everything. So you would have drawn right over here to a half stumbling, half drooling, but somewhat conscious Mayor Hambley. Underneath the table, he is definitely kind of droopy-eyed, but it is drop dead quiet. And Marshall Bryce is literally bleeding on the floor. And speaking of which, as an order of business, I'm just going to roll this die over here for no reason whatsoever. Okay. So the table is yours.
Howdy, Mayor.
Just kind of what's all this?
Sorry about the mess, but your marshal has been relieved of his duties.
Now, what are before we get too far here? What are the other two of you doing? Also, since I know that you kicked the other gun away, the one that surrendered, Lodgeskins. Remember, you knocked one of the deputies straight out. His gun is also there. I'm assuming you took it.
Yeah, I'll take both their pistols.
Okay, so what are you doing with them? I want to clear status post fight, basically, from Emma and Lodgeskins.
So one of them ran away, right?
No. So he is surrendered to you. He's like this.
Okay.
So he is surrendered.
I'll take his gun. I'll take his friend's gun.
Yeah, he's
kind of like, and then I'll walk over and while Utah's attempting to talk to this mayor, I'll plop both pistols on the table. The mayor's table.
So you're just going to plop the guns in front of Utah there. Emma, what are you doing? Now, I went ahead, and this scene is accurate. You got the miners over here kind of shielding. So you got the miners, if you remember them, over here to the bottom left. You have the piano player that now, as you come over here, kind of scoots and joins the miners. Okay. You have this man that you never actually figured out what he was doing. He was drinking alone, just hiding under this table as well, kind of mimicking Emma. Emma, what have you done? Jeremy? We lose Jeremy again?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, no. All right, well, we'll come back to that. Now, Lodgeskins, you're going to leave the deputy. You didn't tie him up or bound him in any way.
No, but basically keeping my eye on him the whole time and just watching him with my big old club out.
All right. He'll keep an eye on you as well. I mean, he's just, All right. So we'll come back to what Emma does here
Hey, Mr. Marshall, do I start with full PowerPoints or do those?
No, your PowerPoints.
Okay.
Time is still the only thing you ever refresh is just your bennies. So you are down. I went ahead and did the liberty of.
Here's normal, right?
Hmm.
What's my refresh rate in town here?
So it's normal. So the two things that are for your PowerPoints would be if you can rest 5 per hour, or you can spend a Benny to get 5.
Gotcha. Okay.
So.
Good to know. Thank you.
All right. Well, we'll come back to what Emma was doing. I'm not sure what's going on with Jeremy there. So anyway, I was just curious what the status was, since I know that Utah will be doing some talking. So all right, going back to the thing here. So go ahead. All right, Jeremy. I see Jeremy's logged in. Nope.
He is not in Discord.
All right, that's fine. Someone tell me when he gets into Discord.
Oh,
go ahead.
He is, but he's muted.
Jeremy,
unmute yourself.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Utah. We'll get there.
Oh, how does the mayor respond to what I said?
I already forgot, so just tell me again.
Oh, okay, I'll say it again.
Sorry.
Logan. Mayor, it appears that we have relieved your current marshal of his duties in this town.
And he kind of like chokes up a little bit, and he actually like has a little bit of a bottle there. He's like, who are you, and what are you doing here?
Well, Mr. Mayor, how about I get you another drink, and you and I can discuss the formalities of my personal situation here in this Coffin Rock.
And that's when you hear this man under here from underneath the table kind of asks us, are we hostages?
Hostages? No, you're free to leave if you don't wish to be here no more.
I don't feel like we are. I mean, is the deputy free to leave too?
Oh no, the deputies work for me.
And that's
They're
when
still on the clock.
the deputy looks at you and looks down at the man underneath the table and goes, I don't work for you.
Oh, you don't? That's interesting. That is correct. You don't work for me. You work for him. And I point at Lodgeskins.
Lodgeskins just like, what is this wee shit? Like, just kind of like puts his hands up like, nope. Why would they work for me?
Listen, everyone. I am simply here in your town right now to find some information. And I must admit, things have gotten a little messier than I am used to. However, I don't get the impression, and I look at the bartender, that the marshal here was doing a particularly effective job making you feel safe and secure in this town.
And there's just this kind of quiet and everything. And then you hear the man underneath the table, who hasn't really come out from under the table, says, I mean, he kept the Archer gang out of town.
The Archer gang?
Yeah.
Get out from under that table, you.
And he kind of looks out from, like, he ain't really getting out from under the table. He kind of looks around from kind of like, I don't really want to.
Who's this Archer gang that you're talking about?
The Archer gang?
Yeah, that's what I asked. The Archer gang. We lost to Travis.
This fucking cat moment. We got it.
You broke him.
Every session has one.
This fucking cat.
Before I answer that, I was going to ask, Jeremy, are you here? You good?
I think so. We'll
All
see.
Right. I was going to ask, before we got all in this conversation, what is Emma doing? You started underneath the table, and things have quieted. So he walked over to the mayor. Lodgeskins was collecting the guns. What is Emma doing?
She's just she's out from under the table. She's drinking it all in. She's
all
not
right, so
she's not overtly enjoying things, but
okay.
she's kind of like going, "Oh my, this is terrible."
All right. So So you're just going to kind of stay underneath the table the whole time. So this
she's walking around. She's walking around.
All right. So you got out from underneath the table. So all right, you can just mosey around the room, just if you want with your token. I'm just kind of curious how since we're kind of Anyway, all right, let me see if I get this cat.
This cat.
So
this fucking cat.
So the man underneath the table still just says, Hank the Mayhem Archer and his gang, the Outlaws.
Would I have heard of them, Travis, or no? Or I don't know how big or not big they are.
I mean, you can give me a common knowledge roll -2 because you are not from around these parts.
Sure, but I don't know, maybe
Denver. Yeah, but you came through Denver, so it is possible that you would have picked it up. So that's why I'm giving you a -2 on your common knowledge. All of you can because you came through here.
Oh my god! I actually rolled dice this time.
Yeah, I went and installed the mod. All right,
so
that's
cool.
Just you guys 3.
Well, -2.
Yeah, so 1.
So someone got a 10. So who rolled just now?
Lodgeskins.
So yes, Lodgeskins. Yeah. You saw a wanted poster, but you saw it back in Kansas as you were coming through.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, since you are from that area, that's Coyote Can. You wouldn't have even had a minus. I kind of forgot that's where you're from.
So I just got a 10. So raise.
Well, you had a raise either way, but you actually have heard of them. They're outlaws, but you're like surprised to hear that name. They're outlaws from back that way. You don't know much about them. You don't know much about them, but you have heard of them, and they're outlaws from back Kansas way.
Okay, so I don't know anything about them other than that they're outlaws.
Well, they're a murderous gang. They were raiding caravans. They're murderous.
Okay. I'll tell you, interrupt Utah and be like, the Archer gang is, they're bad juju, so to speak.
How often are they around causing trouble in your fine establishment town?
Well, they haven't been around lately, but I mean, Marshal Bryce and them have tangled a bit, but they haven't really messed with the town. He keeps them. Well, he kept them honest. And he kind of looks over at the body, and he looks up at you. So did the Archer gang send you? Did Archer send you?
I don't know nobody named Archer, and I don't much like to think that I'm on anybody's payroll. You see.
And that's what and then the deputy steps in and says, and he looks over at the guy and says, "That's exactly what someone from the Archer gang would say. He probably did send him over here to kill the marshal."
All right, listen here, small fry. You really think the Archer gang is going to send me, an Indian? Actually, I don't know if that's offensive.
It's offensive.
Okay.
Probably
Me.
offensive, but whatever.
Not for the time period, but
I don't know what
Yeah.
You can correct the time period.
what would I just call
Just say a
what is
native.
Native? It would be the
Use
right
it,
term.
Yeah.
For that. Okay.
Well, no, just use a correct term now is what I'm getting at.
No, sure.
Why would they send a First Nations individual here?
Do you really think the Archer gang would send myself, a native, and a 10-year-old girl to take out the marshal?
Excuse me, sir. I'm 11.
you could also just call me Cheyenne.
Oh, cool. I forgot.
That's my tribe. Yeah, that is actually the best way to do it, I think.
Cool.
And so the deputy goes, I don't know, but you did kill the marshal, and now we got an Archer problem. And
the marshal had every opportunity to walk out that door, and he turned around, and he insulted me. Now, and he pulled his gun on me, too.
And then the guy from underneath the table kind of looks to, well, actually, you pulled your gun first, sir.
All right, I pulled the gun first. He pulled the gun first. There is a bit of a discrepancy in how we are remembering the current situation. It was
it doesn't really matter who pulled the gun first, right? I mean, all that matters is who was better at it, and clearly your marshal wasn't.
And the deputy kind of looks around. He's like, "What? I mean, you pull the gun first. It's murder, but sure."
Mr. Mayor, what do you make of all this?
See, the mayor's still kind of just sitting there.
I'm gonna crawl into the table with him and just pull up next to him kind of quietly. Be like,
now at this point, you see the miners over there goes. I went and named him. Jeb was the most
fucking Jeb.
Jeb pipes up and goes, "Now, the marshal was kind of a son of a bitch, though." And then that's when the deputy goes, "Shut up, Jeb." And that's when the guy underneath the table goes, "Shut up, Jeb."
You know what? I like this Jeb, though. Which one of you deputies is the most senior? Who's been on the...
There's only one awake deputy. The other one's down on the ground drooling on himself from being knocked the fuck out.
Oh, I see.
He's dreaming of Mike Tyson.
Trying to find the license plate of the truck that hit him.
It's got grandpa strength.
Now, Lodgeskins, the mayor. So the mayor is completely like border, like he's tipping drunk, like he's like this.
He's
I
got
would
firewater in his veins.
now let me pull up your spell healing. I would, if I'm correct, I'm pretty sure for you can cure poison.
What are you saying?
Neutralize poison or disease, and
So it cost me 4 power points to do. I think I'll do that.
just so you're aware, right? You know, and you've done this before. You could sober him up.
We're doing it.
Okay,
We're gonna get
so
this mayor
I'm just giving, like, I didn't know if you knew this, and I thought about this ahead of time. You could just reach over and touch him. Okay, you only needed to roll a success, right? So,
Yep.
Does that prevent a hangover?
yeah, like you're just going to like literally, it's a you're
Hot.
curing the poison, which the
Oh,
alcohol is the
great.
poison. You're just going to instantly sober the mayor.
That's no one man should have that kind of power.
Well, it depends. We're about to find out if he wanted to be drunk or not. So, so you're just going to reach over, and so you're kind of, it's sort of like you look like a blessed. So your magic's very similar to like a preacher. You sort of quietly chant or pray to yourself. You kind of like reach over, and so the minor, you kind of just do this, right? You're just going to reach over and do it.
Yeah.
All right. So the deputy looks at you, and the guy in the teeth says, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?" And then the mayor kind of looks at you like, what are you doing?" And then the barkeep looks at, now again, you have your gun out, like you're the only man with a gun, Utah, so ain't no one going to argue with any of you.
Sure.
Right? And so he kind of recoils, and you do it. I don't believe there's any trapping to that, right? There's no glow or anything. Yep.
I'm looking.
Nope. Shaman utters an oath and promises to the spirit. So it's just you kind of muttering and whispering to yourself. So yeah, and all of a sudden, it's Himbley, Mayor Himbley, Himbly, you fuckers. Kind of just like shakes his head and looks at you and goes, what the hell? What's going on here? You know, he's just like looking around, like it is a very he's clearly discombobulated, like it's disconcerting.
He was blacked out. Got it.
Yeah.
What in Trump Nation?
He is digesting this room. Kind
Howdy,
of. for the first
Mayor.
time. Who are you?
My name is Utah Jack, and
so he's. Is Marshall Bryce dead?
Oh yes, he is dead.
What the hell happened? And it's about this time that you hear from outside. You hear from outside. Come out with your hands up.
It's not ideal. I admit I've made a few minor errors in judgment. However, we're gonna go with it.
I mean, I thought you did great.
Mayor, who might that be out there?
What? And that's when the deputy goes, "That's the rest of our boys."
Oh, the rest of your boys. That's interesting. I'm gonna shout.
Oh, I'm gonna actually, if I may, right quick.
Sure.
I'm gonna stand up and look over at that deputy, and if they're anywhere near as bad fighters as you are, you should probably call them off. Rolling for intimidation.
Okay.
I'm gonna intimidate. Intimidates. Oh, we have a dice tray, don't we? Well, all right.
You can just roll wherever you want, man.
Got a 5.
Okay. It is against spirit, right?
Spirit, yeah.
I think they're like a D4.
Spooky. Spooked. I want to use that roll.
No, you already told me what your roll was. All right, deputy.
Hey, you can use a vanity re-roll it.
I mean, if he wants to spend it, not after he saw it, cheater.
Yeah.
All right, well,
That's fine.
1. So like you kind of saw him like perk up, and then you see the color drain from his face, and he just kind of looks at you because you say this like really really deadpan, right? It was just like play it up, and you say it like really deadpan.
Yeah. Like a horror movie. It's great.
Right. And he just kind of calls. I was like, hold off now. They got hostages. Hold off now.
And I'm just gonna shout, yeah, I don't think I'm coming out there.
And that's when you hear the man on the table says, I knew we were hostages. See, they're taking us as hostages. I knew it.
Oh no, you can leave if you want. Go ahead.
I'm not taking that risk.
Taking what risk? I'm the only one with the gun. Go ahead. Go shoot.
See, he said shoot.
I said shoo, like skedaddle.
Oh, now you're saying it. Now, And the mayor's just looking, what in the hell is going on here?
Mr. Mayor, I have come to your fine town on the request of the previous mayor, who is no longer here, apparently. Now, I came into town, and I got this note, I got this writ telling me to come here, and as soon as I do, your marshal intimidates, and, well, things escalated just a bit here.
You shot Marshall? You killed Marshall? What?
Well, listen, let's not get into the specifics of what happened. I mean, Marshal Bryce is dead, and you are currently marshalless. Well, I mean, according to this badge on my chest, I'm the marshal right now, but it doesn't have to stay that way.
You killed our marshal and just put a badge on your chest, and you think you're marshal?
Well, I mean, the badge says marshal, Mr. Mayor.
Are you insane?
My parents certainly thought so, and so does my brother, but, I'd like to think that I'm just a very poor negotiator.
I like where this is going.
So he looks up at you, Emma, and then he looks up at you, Lodgeskins. Is anything else happening here, or you just riding this wave, or?
Well, we were just passing. We were just.
Nope,
We were just passing through.
You guys, you're on business.
We were just, me and the old man here were just passing through. We met this weird guy, and then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. But it's certainly not boring.
Utah must be a strange place if all men there are like this.
Can we go there next?
All right. So, to make it more obvious, we are now in what's called a social encounter.
Very nice.
We also might be in combat, depending on where those deputies are. But that part aside, you are now in a social encounter to sway the mayor and the patrons of this bar.
I'm not entirely sure what to say. Like Ryan isn't.
That's
but
fine. I'm going to lead the social encounter, so it's a little more obvious because nothing's happened yet. So I'm gonna describe what a social encounter is, just like a chase or a dramatic task like last time, because it's a thing. It's not like a nebulous whatever. So like they're looking on here. So that's why I'm going to funnel this back a little bit. So the mayor is definitely dumbfounded and a little bit whatevers. All right. So the goal here is you're trying to sway the mayor to be on your side. That is clear.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is what's going to happen. So the mayor is listening, mostly because he doesn't have a lot of choice. You're also on the clock because you know that there are some number of deputies out there. This could end in a gunfight. So that's still on the table. All right. Clearly, some of the patrons as well think that they're hostages. So what's going on here is you are going to make a series of persuasion rolls.
Okay.
One of you, I know which one you're going to pick. It's going to be Utah. The other two can assist with your skills. You can do also persuasion, but you can pick other skills that you have to assist Ryan. If you succeed in your skills, you will give him a plus. If you fail, nothing happens. If you critically fail, you will give him a minus on his persuasion roll.
I already know what I want to do when you're ready.
Sure. Now, the only thing I'm going to do is this will be a 3-round social conflict. Okay? And you cannot use the same skill again.
Okay.
To help Ryan. Ryan, you're just doing persuasion rolls.
And I get the rerolls for my charismatic, right?
Now, yes. Now you can switch between persuasion and intimidate. You don't have to actually use persuasion each time. You can do any of the social skills. The other two, Emma and Lodgeskins, you don't have to use any of the social skills. You can do stuff. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to be switching between patrons in the bar as people that are going to be, or maybe even Mayor Himbley. Okay. Your goal is to get more successes and your degrees of success over them matter.
Okay.
All right.
Travis, history question.
Sure.
From last time.
Mm-hmm.
If I recall correctly, I snuck up to the second floor to listen to him talking to the bar owner, right?
Yep.
And he was shaking him down, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. You heard that correctly.
Okay. Well, there's an angle. That's a fun angle.
Yes. Yep. All of that is completely valid. You heard all of that correct. None of that's wrong. It's not like Bryce was a good guy. None of that's yes. You just also shot.
God damn it, Bryce.
Yeah. So we're gonna jump back into the game. I'm just gonna help guide it a little bit. That's all I'm getting at. We good? You can spin bennies. Everything's good. All right. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna pull up some character sheets myself. All right. So, any questions?
This is similar. It's the same. It's a similar premise to the chase from last time.
Yeah, a lot of this is like that.
Yeah, it's similar mechanically.
Yep, basically like that.
I know what I'd like to do.
All right. Well, hold on. Let's because it's going to be funneled. So, anyway, Ray's going to pipe up and it's like. So, what the hell's... So, the guy underneath the table, his name's Ray, to make our lives a little easier. He's going to pipe up and he's like, you murdered our Marshall. You pulled your gun first. I saw it. Deputy, back me. And then the deputy's going to be, you did. I saw it. You killed that man in cold blood. That's the marshal of the town. So, I'm going to make a persuasion roll. And so this way, you're going to know what the target is. This is my point. So it's not like a mystery.
Very nice.
The target is a 6.
So I need to do better than a 6?
Yep. Well, I mean, so you don't, but you would like to win, right?
Yeah, I would like to win.
Yeah.
So do I?
I'm going first in each of these so you know what you're beating. So it's
sure.
not a
So now Matt and
yes,
Jeremy
they can support you. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to support by waking up the deputy that I knocked out, like slapping him awake.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's survival or healing?
Healing would probably be the better one. Your actual healing skill. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, yeah. So the deputy kind of eyes you while he's sitting there, like, he's even distracted. They're kind of in a fervor. At first, they're, like, doing this, and Ray and they are kind of, like, looking at the mayor, and they can't believe that he's even listening to you. You just kind of glide over and look at him and just kind of look at him, kind of take some of your medicines and stuff. Functionally, it's smelling salts, right? But you kind of
crushed up dog balls.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Smelling salts of dog balls, right? And he just like jolts awake and he kind of looks at you and right. You do anything else other than just kind of?
I just like prop him up and.
But he's kind of. He's definitely groggy, right? You just kind of prop him up against the back of the bar, right? And
I'll even get him like a glass of whiskey from the bar real quick and just hand it to him.
All right. So that's plus
he's
one.
He's only mostly dead.
All right. The miners in the back. So the miners notice this. The miners are just kind of watching quietly, like Jeb, his pals over there, kind of just watching you. All right, go ahead. What do you do, Emma?
I'm gonna talk to Ray over here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna roll some taunt on Ray. It must have been hard to see things when you was hiding under the table the whole time.
All right, go ahead. Okay. So all right. So you are making your persuasion at a +2. So
Okay.
he's looking at you like. So what you got, Ryan?
This little kid fucking owned you. Fucking dominated.
This little kid's a savage.
Sorry, 1 second.
Mhm.
Persuasion at +2. All right.
God, when you get clapped by an 11-year-old, you hate to see it. Oh shit!
So you got a 7, 8.
No, you
So
rolled a 7 plus 2, right?
yeah, so it'd be 7. It'd be 9, right?
Oh yeah,
So I rolled
7. Yeah. So a 9. All right. So yeah, the mayor looks around and kind of just and so basically, especially kind of what you said.
Can I say what I would say?
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry.
All good. Now listen. I want to look at the miners that I was gambling with a bit last time. I'm not here to cause any major troubles for your town. In fact, I value all these townsfolk and all these miners, these hardworking folks, quite a bit. And it is clear that the marshal drew his gun on me first, and I was responding in kind. That's my persuasion.
And then the miners seeing, kind of just taking it all in, and says, and Jed pipes up and says, "Yeah, Ray, could you even see anything? I didn't see anything like that. I don't know who drew first, but could you even see anything underneath the table like that?" And the mayor kind of just looks at both of you, just doesn't say much of anything, right? And then, so go into the next round. So the next round will be and Ray kind of like puffs up and goes, "Speaking of that, what about all that strangeness? Speaking of that, I was underneath that table, maybe, but I swear I saw this little girl's eyes light up red, the doll's eyes light up red. What about all those shadows that clung to him like that? You see that? The deputies couldn't even shoot him. The bullets just seemed to glance off into nothing. What about that? What about all that? You see that? You explain that, Jeb. Explain that, Mr. Utah, whatever your name is, Mormon."
Mr. Utah Mormon.
Alan. Mr. Utah Allen.
I'll before I respond, I'll wait for the other two.
All right. I'm going to spend a Benny here to see if I can make it a little tougher. All right, so you got to beat a 6 again. And this time, actually, I'm going to see if the deputy can support me. Just to make, I'm going to like use some of the mechanics on my end.
All good. Makes it more fun.
Yeah, so as a matter of fact, the deputy's going to go, I'm going to do it a different way. But yeah, like the deputy's going to like say, "Yeah, check our guns. Check our guns. Like, you can, like, what happened there? Look at that." Yep. So actually your target is a 7. It's like, "Yeah, what was all that? What are you bringing all this strangeness into the town? And then all of a sudden you kill our marshal? I bet you did come from the Archer gang. I bet that is what's going on here. You bring a native and you bring all this strangeness?"
What do you got, Jeremy?
Let's see. I think I might.
He also, since you're right next to him, he kind of eyes you while he says it and then kind of like backs away from you, Lodgeskins.
Right.
Like,
Oh. Poor Lodgeskins.
I don't really how to defend against that accusation because it's kind of spot on.
You brought like a very clear trapping that time, right? So
I can't taunt again, but it's okay. Let's see.
You can intimidate.
I can intimidate. That's true. I'm gonna go with intimidation. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
Was it these
hands? Catch these hands.
Oh, these big, strong men think that the only reason they missed is because their guns don't work. Look, if the Archer gang was actually after you, and you could barely handle a little girl and an old man. How well do you think you'd do?
Just laying it on thick. I'm not good at like anything else. Oh fuck.
All right.
Hey,
So with a raise, you get a +2.
strong. All right, well.
No, I meant like to Ryan.
All right.
Oh yeah. So well, it doesn't have to be a social skill, right?
No, I meant
Like,
you,
could do,
getting
like,
a raise on your.
So
You got a raise, right, when you rolled.
oh no, I'm talking to Matt. Sorry, like what
Yeah.
he can do. Like
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a social skill.
It doesn't have to be a social skill. Also, if I recall correctly, like the shaman magic is not like evil magic. It's like known, right? It's like a known quantity.
This would be a time that, as a GM, if you did magic, would not be the right round to do it.
I wouldn't do magic because my magic is bad.
No,
His magic
even
is
shamanistic
bad.
magic would not be the right time to do it because
Jeremy
he just
doesn't
got called out
thing.
for doing magic. So any magic would probably look bad, even natural stuff. Right? You can do it.
Can I use language Algonquin or why did you write Algonquian?
Algonquin. Gonk.
That's what the book says
Gonk.
is your native tongue.
All right. Well, I was gonna use a language Algonquian skill.
No, that's not a real skill. That's just like Nate. Yeah.
Could you use for example, use like athletics to like flex?
I mean, that's
And, like-
more, again, that's taunting. That's not actually athletics.
Okay.
All Jeremy wants to do is constantly taunt and intimidate.
I'll just
Like Jeremy the player.
Well, I was gonna use like I don't know whatever like knowledge native would be, but like basically be like,
let me
haven't
look
you
at your
heard that my
skills.
people are just faster and smarter than yours?
That would be taunt or intimidate. You can still try for persuasion. You already did healing.
I'll try persuasion.
You can, yep. Oh, all right.
Easy.
All right,
Don't
so then
even
you-
worry about it.
you gotta-
D6 baby. Easy.
All right. I mean, do you have what do you say? You could just say, I mean, what do you want to
Just
say?
because-
Yeah.
Just because you find my people strange doesn't mean there's foul things afoot.
That's a pretty good persuasion.
Ignorant white man.
All right.
Oh, savage.
Wait, all right. All right, you actually end up with a +4. They both got raises on their skills. So,
All right, let's do it. Persuasion time.
Jesus. What's it? It's 12? Is that what I
Yeah,
saw?
it's 16 plus 4, 20.
All right. So what do you say then?
I think you all got a little scared by gunshots. Entirely understandable given the close proximity. When I'm afraid, I see things that may not be there. I see, I get a little hot-headed, if you will. That's no reason to be calling out these fine people here in this establishment. As I'm sure you all, I'm sure when you argue with your wives, you don't see her doing devil magic.
You see the mayor's face sort of soften a little bit, and then Jeb go, "Yeah, I mean, come on now." Like, and like I said, and then Jeb kind of just reserve, and the marshal's a son of a bitch.
What'd you get, Ryan?
I rolled a 20. Well,
You get a
16
shitload.
with the +4, which is a
Easy,
20.
boys.
6, 6, 4, then another +4. So the 20 seems good.
Come on, you morons. We didn't do this. We're the good guys.
We're the good. We are the good guys.
Sure you
You
are.
don't see, yeah. We don't have any skulls. We're not carrying skulls around. You can tell we're the good guys.
Yeah. Are we the baddies? All right. All right. Let me see. Emma, I guess. Let me see. Emma and Utah. Utah, give me a notice at -4. Just do it anyway. Emma,
That's
give me
true.
also a -4 because you're not looking in the right direction. Lodgeskins, give it to me at a -2. What on earth?
A notice?
I rolled a
Yeah,
17.
notice.
-4 is 13.
All right.
I'll use a Benny, I think.
What did you get?
Oh, never mind. I won't use a Benny.
All right. You two will notice from out here, because I think you wouldn't be able to see. You guys can, and I'm not going to draw it because it's too far. You guys can start seeing the edges of at least a figure out this far out. And you also see you see a glimpse in the deep shadow. And again, it's not on the screen. It'd be farther than the screen. That far out too. Creeping around the edge of the building, basically going around. So Utah, you see one going this way.
Yep.
Lodgeskins, you see one going around to the side of the building.
Can you point Jeb out to me?
Jeb is this fine young boisterous figure here.
Ah, good old Jeb.
Yep.
Where's his friend Richard?
All right. So anyway, you see Himbley kind of to soften a bit, and kind of when Jeb goes, and Marshall was a son of a bitch, and then you see, and then it's like, and the mayor kind of just looks at it and is like, I don't really recall any strangeness now, and you know, just kind of looking around, it's like, and the mayor has kind of been trouble, to be honest. I mean, and no one else really recalls any murder. I mean, just because the deputies are upset about it doesn't mean it was murder. The mayor has been known to go too far a few times. And then you hear Ray pipe up again and go, but what about the Archer gang? I mean, the marshal and the deputies might be bullies sometimes. No offense, deputy. But, I mean, they're our only protection against the gang, and Lord knows what else is out there. What about the Archer gang? And the deputy goes, yeah, what about the Archer gang? And without Marshal Bryce and us, it'd be a damn shame what happens when they come by next time. So I'm going to give him his Intimidate as a possible bonus. This is Intimidation. It's not very good. All right. Fail. And then let's see what his Persuasion is. I'm going to try and spend another Benny. I'm going to waste all these Bennies on trying to... All right, your target's a 5. There was an attempt. What do you guys got?
All right. So can I walk over to...
Yeah.
I'm going to walk over to Bryce's body
Mm-hmm.
and basically just grab that money that he got, like basically rifle through and grab the envelope of money he picked up from the bartender.
Yeah.
From the owner.
Sure.
So I'm going to walk over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
While you do that, give me your notice roll again.
Yeah. Notice.
All right, you still don't notice anything else. That's fine.
Okay. So I'm gonna grab his little, grab the envelope of cash, and kind of throw it down, and pick it up, throw it on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
and he wasn't, the only protection Bryce was interested in, the only protection your marshal was interested in was protection money. You guys had this money for yourselves. You could protect yourselves against the Archer gang. He was as much of a crook as they were.
The mayor pipes up. What are you talking about?
I heard him talking to the owner, the proprietor of this establishment, shaking him down for protection money.
And then he looks over at the barkeep and says, "What is that?" The barkeep goes, "All right, give me a persuade roll, by the way."
Okay.
What are you trying to do here? I guess before I say it's
so. I'm just trying to like let him know that the marshal was a dickhead.
So this
and
seems
took
like
all
a
their money,
persuade.
so they shouldn't be on his team.
Are you trained in this?
Yeah.
Oh no, everyone has persuade. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you were successful. So that's the key. So yeah, so the barkeep kind of like looks sheepishly down and so, well, I mean, Mayor, he has the deeds. I mean, he owns the bar. The mayor goes, "The hell he owns the bar for?" So we'll stop that conversation. So that's a +1 for you. What do you got, Lodgeskins? So while this is going on,
I'm gonna walk over to the the now deceased marshal and kind of just, I guess, like do his last rites kind of thing, like silently, even though it's the native way, not like
Mhm.
the Judeo-Christian way, but
Mhm.
just to try to appeal like humane.
Okay.
I
What?
was gonna go with tribal medicine.
No, it's because that's still a spellcasting skill. It's explicitly a spellcast. What else? What have you used?
I've used persuasion
And healing, right?
And healing, right? Yeah. So
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm running out of like skills that are applicable here. Like I can't do anything that's survival.
I will
that's
still let you.
athletics.
I will still let you go with persuade again.
Yeah, I was hoping to do something I was a little better at.
I know, but
What are you good at?
Casting, shooting, speaking Native American,
speaking words.
healing,
I'm gonna let you do persuasion again.
fucking athletics.
Go ahead.
It's
Oh, just do an interpretive dance.
Okay, persuasion.
Okay. Fuck us.
Oh no, you offer the peace pipe.
And it's still persuasion. So
All
all
right,
right.
we're gonna go ahead and spend a penny.
All right.
That's what they're there for. Easy.
Yeah,
What a fucking god.
Oh my goodness.
This old man is the face.
All right. All right,
Speak
Ryan, what you got there?
But you know what he means.
So the mayor also, kind of, because he was looking over at Emma, notices that you're, he noticed you heal. He noticed you do some nice things and say the peace and kind of just be good around here.
All right. I'm going to set my shotgun down on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say, Mayor, your marshal appears to have been extorting this town, not doing his duty to effectively protect its inhabitants. And I think you have several deputies here who maybe wouldn't be as loyal to him if they knew his, dastardly ways. And I'm simply here to help get this town back to where it probably should be, and do a favor for a long lost soul. Persuasion.
Yep. Shocking.
Benny.
Ooh.
I get to reroll.
You get
my
a free
persuasion.
reroll. Yep.
Hey.
And they're not target locks. They're basically inspiration.
There it is.
Thanks,
That's
Han.
That's a 7.
All right. So you had how many overall successes? You had 1, 2, 3, 4 over him. Yeah. So this would be your 4th success over him. So you beat him by 4, I think, is what it was.
Yeah.
Might have been 5. All right. So yeah, the mayor's just kind of soaking this all in, and he says, and he looks at the barkeep and says, Bryce owns the bar. And the barkeep just says, kind of just shrugs at him. He says, Deputy, is this true? He said, hell if I know. I don't know. And he just kind of wobbles up. He said, no. Dally owned this bar. Dally owned most of this town. Bryce didn't own shit. And that's when the deputies, let me see. The deputies, you can see them. That's spawn. They did. I don't know what you can see because I don't know what light you can see.
I can't see anything.
shit.
Other than the
Good.
bar.
Excellent. Means it's working.
Wait.
Does a 23 hit?
All
Shit. The deputies do the sneak attack round on you. Fuck.
But it's also that, and then so I think we need to go over to the marshal's office and take a look at his Marshal Bryce's office, and that's when you hear the deputies call from the window, which is from here. It says, "Put up your hands," and I don't think you can you see him now?
I think so. Yeah.
And you see,
I will put my hands up.
There are 2 guns right there on that table, by the way. But just so you understand, you put your shotgun and there's 2 guns on that table.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I sense it might be a good moment to play nice for a second.
All right.
I detect.
All right.
I do declare.
Sure. And then you hear the other deputy and the guy was like, it's about damn time. And the Hembley goes, put your damn guns down. And you kind of just hear, and the minor, Jeb goes, yeah, put your damn guns down. And you kind of see the deputies in the window go, kind of just look at everyone through the window going, what? What? And then you hear the mayor go, I said, put your guns down. And basically you hear kind of everyone kind of just like, this is when things start getting a bit weird. But anyone just kind of just sum everything up. The mayor kind of strides over and goes, we're going to go over to the marshal's office and sort these things out. Didn't you say you had a letter, Utah? You said your name was Utah, right?
Oh, sure do.
All right, by the way, I want a Benny's check on everyone real quick.
4.
5.
3.
All right, everyone gets a Benny for
Yay.
the social encounter.
Cool.
And what was it again? What was everyone's Benny's count now?
Now I'm at
6.
5, but it was 4.
4 for me.
And it's like, how many there, fucking Emma Brown?
Was that
6.
6? Jesus.
Right.
Don't you fuck with her.
All right.
Just
So you
target
see,
your way
like,
out of this shit.
you basically see like the deputies in the windows kind of like they're like really excited and kind of like haha, and then like when the mayor kind of like really looks at them and like tells them to stand down, like they're really confused. And you see the miners are still kind of drunk but like really excited, and they're on Team Utah. They're not like on Team Posse, they're on Team Utah, right? And they're
We have a
look at him
posse.
like they're like, yeah, stand down. And like the whole thing kind of gets weird. And he said, he says, we're going to go take a tour over to the to Marshall's office. Utah, grab your things. And he looks over at the deputy. He said, deputies, you can have your guns back, but Utah, take your shotgun. I haven't formally met your friends, so you can introduce yourselves to the mayor, and everyone introduces themselves. I think it's time to go over to the the Marshall office and see what's going on.
Hi, I'm Emma. Emma Brown. Pleased to meet you.
And then, the mayor goes, it's a pleasure to meet you as well. And so you all, accordingly, go over to the marshal's office.
Yep.
Or you start marching that way.
Wait, can I say something before I leave?
Of course, yeah.
I'm gonna say to the bartender, "Hey, that money's still in the bar. I expect rounds for everyone in here."
And then Jeb comes up and like shakes your hand, claps you on the back. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna keep that shot for you when you come back. All right."
Hey, brother.
Hey, brother.
Hey, brother.
Brother.
And then
Brother, get us some whiskey after this. Hell yeah.
so you see Ray in the back. Ray is the guy that was kind of anti you guys, right?
God, fucking Ray. What a narc.
Star Wars, what an idiot.
Beta Ray.
Star Wars.
But he eyes you guys in like shock, disbelief, and just
God,
sort of
Ray's
like,
malding.
he just
Malding confirmed.
he just kind of like is in shock the whole time. The barkeep is just sort of like kind of quiet. He's also like obviously stunned, but just sort of whatever. And so you guys just march over to.
Oh, as we walk out the bar, I'm going to stick my tongue out at Ray.
All right. He just doesn't.
Utah Red over here, who's actually the real main character.
Utah Star Wars. All right, so you go over. What you find outside, by the way, is that there were 4 deputies ready and waiting.
Easy pickings.
Right.
We call that one fear spell.
So everyone's open and armed, but they are without the marshal. Basically, a bit leaderless. They are kind of eyeing you. They look a bit pissed, but they are listening to the mayor. Basically, they are listening to leadership. So you guys all march over to the marshal's office. You go into his personal office, It's not a very big. It's, I mean, despite what this map is, it's not the perfect map. It is what comes with
That's
this
fine. Yeah.
map. It's not a particularly big building. It's enough to kind of. It's got a few jail cells. It has his own private little area, and there is a safe with a combination lock, not a key. And unfortunately, the only man that knew that combination is dead. And so, everyone kind of curses. And so they turn around, realize they need to go get the town blacksmith. You go back over. You kind of march back down the street a little bit down to, where is that? Who cares?
What actually, just for curiosity's sake,
Sure.
What skill would you use to try and crack a safe?
Thievery.
Oh, I don't even have that. Okay. That's
Shockingly, none of you do.
why. Oh, well, interesting.
So basically, you spend the next hour or so walking back around. This is nighttime, right? It's already past sunset. You go back down to, I don't know if I can ping the map here. Yep. Back around here, you knock on and meet the blacksmith. His name is Jonah. He is upset and shocked to find out that the marshal is dead, because it is a town event. I mean, he heard the gunshots, but he thought that the Archer gang had come into town. On one hand, he seems both upset to find out the marshal is dead, but also a bit relieved that the marshal is dead. You're finding out that this seems to be a common theme.
Huh.
So he comes and inspects the safe and says that he's going to need some time to crack that safe. So he would much rather do it tomorrow morning than make it an all-night affair. So everyone says that they'll come back tomorrow morning and figure out what's in the safe. So if everyone's willing, you could just stay the night.
Sure.
And
Oh,
adjourn. All right.
Yep.
So
who wants to take a bet on that safe not being there in the morning?
Probably.
I'll hammer the over.
Well, that's what I was going to get to. So where would you guys like to stay? There is, so the mayor actually informs you that there is in fact only one hotel in the town. There's only one place to stay. It is the Crystal River Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So he can escort you over that way.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So you head that way. It's way back in the derelict district, back this way near the church. It is, in fact, painted over with the Crimea River Hotel, and it is a sad, sad place. So you come in, there's basically no one staying there, and you kind of ring the front thing, and let me get... And you meet Carl Testaverde, greets you, and...
Vinny, his great-grandfather. Great.
Just a sad sack of a man comes out and greets you, and just it'll be $1 a night per room. And
Paging Mr. Herman. Paging Mr. Herman. You have a telephone call at the front desk.
Well, that is unexpected.
so if everyone's good, then we can go to the next day.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, try not to waste your time. So
I'm gonna get up early, do my ritual,
Sure.
smoke a peace pipe, pray to the spirits and shit.
all right, everyone give me a notice roll for the night.
Boy, look at
Oh man, the skills.
Oh, man.
nothing gets by you, old man.
Nothing crazy or anything. You just over about middle of the night, you just kind of swear you can hear people like you. I'm assuming you and Emma stay like you share a room.
Yeah, I'll just sleep
Yeah.
before she
Yeah.
gets to bed.
Just in the middle of the night, you swear you think you hear kind of like a soft like weeping, and you think it was Emma, but when you wake up, it's not her.
Wait.
That's it. You just thought you heard weeping.
Do I still hear it when I wake up?
Yes.
I want to try to like figure out
Yep.
where it's coming from.
Okay.
I'm not supposed to
I'm gonna
be.
do it real quiet, like, so I'm gonna stealth it.
Sure.
I'm not supposed to be spooked. I'm the spooky. I'm the spooker.
Yeah, that's why it's like, oh, it's just, oh, nope, crit fail.
Oh,
Alright.
get fucked.
So,
I didn't realize how cool the dice mod would be. Anyway, so it's fine. You get a creaky thing. Give me a notice roll. I'm not going to wake you up. It doesn't matter. You open the door, and you don't hear it anymore. It's just kind of faded. You just open your door into the hallway. This is a multi-floor hotel, right? So you're on the second floor. It does go up to a third floor. You kind of open it up. It's one of those, just to give you a kind of a perspective. So as you open up, it's kind of like it's a hotel, not a motel. So you open it up and there's some rooms in there. The stairs go up. So like you can kind of see up into the rooms and the balconies, right? So you're in the second landing. You can look down into the ground floor. You can look up and see the third floor. You don't hear where it was coming from. It was very faint to begin with. It's even weird that it even woke you up. It was so faint. It's one of those things that, like, you incorporate sounds into your dreams.
Yeah.
So it was like crying, and it was enough that when you woke up and you still kind of heard it.
All right.
And now it's gone.
I guess I'll just fuck off back to bed.
Okay. So you guys wake up, you do your thing like you said. So you guys are good. You meet all right, so you wake up, you're expecting breakfast, and that's when you wake up to find there is no breakfast. And then you kind of wait to go find Carl, because you kind of got there late. You go ask Carl about breakfast, and that's when you find out he kind of like sniffles a bit, and you find out that there is no breakfast now that his wife has died. His wife always cooked the breakfast, and
His wife was the marshal. No.
Oh my god.
It's a twist.
What a twist.
No, just ever since his wife Dorothy died, that she was always the one that cooked breakfast, and ever since she died.
She didn't die last night. Okay, cool.
No, she didn't die last night. She died, a few years back.
I'll give him my condolences, and then ask him if it's not being rude, but how his wife passed on.
She committed suicide.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And then he just he would rather just not talk about it. And,
yeah, he kind of just like nods respectfully and goes on with his life. Got it, ghost.
Yep. So you the mayor comes back and meets you, and you guys go over to the marshal's office. The safe is there.
Give me all the crate coin. I took the over.
Great coin.
But the deputies are pretty pissed still from the day before.
Huh. Couldn't imagine why.
And so they are now asking the mayor who's going to be marshal. The town needs a marshal. They're all looking around, saying,
Jeb, Marshal Jeb.
Jeb. That's all about Jeb. Yep.
They said, look, now, they're kind of just saying the same thing. They said, look, it's time, the town needs a marshal. They're still a little pissed about these three. And the mayor said, look, we need to get in that safe. And I have a hunch. And I said, is this man here, Marshal? And he said, I'm not saying anything. None of this is anything, but I want to get in that safe. And I said, well, I'm not, you need to make a decision soon. I'm not sure we're going to work if you don't make a decision. It's not fair that these three can come in and just kill the marshal, and then they just go scot-free. So, you need to make a decision. Or
what if we just don't respond to 911 calls? Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be us or them.
Jesus.
So you need to think about that.
This town's about to be renamed Chaz.
So, anyway, you guys kind of have your time. The mayor says, it'll be some time before Jonah can open up the safe. So, really, you guys have time to yourselves. But
Oh yeah, we're all full PowerPoints now, right?
yeah, you would be. Yep.
That's important.
So really, you have kind of time to yourself, to be honest.
Okay. Well, I want breakfast.
All right.
Does the brothel have breakfast?
Probably. You didn't ask last time you were there. The 6 feet under does serve food.
No, where we go? We got food at the inn, right? Yeah, at the
At the bar we were at.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Let's see. So we're here, and then the bar is.
I'm gonna give Emma like $1 and be like, "Go get yourself some food, granddaughter. I have business to attend to."
A whole $1. Oh my
A whole
God.
$1. Well, I'm going to get me some breakfast.
So I'll just give my granddaughter $1 and.
You know, I have more money than you do.
I was going to say, isn't she richer than you?
He doesn't know that. He's a doddering old man.
True. He doesn't really have a understanding of the white man's money.
Pretty much. That's where I'm going with it. Anyway, Travis, I'll as soon as Emma runs off, I want to ask the mayor if he's seen any kind of. I hesitate to use the word paranormal, but yeah, I guess like spooky shit around here, or specifically, I want to ask him about the hooded figure or the robed figure from my backstory, to see if he's seen anybody like that or heard anybody like that wandering through this way, or strange things happening. Like
he's gonna look at
corpses.
He's gonna look at you very. He's gonna squint. So give me a persuasion roll.
Jesus, all right.
Well, I mean, he doesn't know you.
All right, we're gonna use a Benny.
All right.
Fucking get him. Get him, granddad. Dominated.
Literally the same roll. All
Your
right.
dice.
My dice.
So why doesn't mine explode like my granddaughter's? That sounds terrible.
Hey, I've gotten the best rolls so far.
True.
No, I think Utah has.
So he's gonna squint at you, and he's just gonna be like, "What do you mean, weird? Like hooded figure? No, but what do you mean, weird?
Maybe like walking corpses or things you can't explain with science."
So where are you, Utah?
Oh, I'm with them, just sort of trailing behind.
And you said you showed him your letter.
Yeah.
All right.
I actually don't even know what's on the letter.
Yeah, but
Ryan doesn't.
Your letter is from Dally, from the previous mayor, asking your brother Montana to come to town. That there was something very spectacular here, and the date would have been while he was still mayor. So it's mail takes a while, right? So did you give it to him or show it to him?
I gave it to him. I'll
Okay.
say that. Oh wait, it's addressed to Monty, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean,
Monty's my middle name.
I mean, sure, whatever. Utah, Montana, Jack.
Utah, Montana, Jack.
Fucking whatever.
Skywalker over here.
My parents really.
Utah Star Wars. Yeah, Utah Star Wars Skywalker. John Luke Utah.
So he's just going to squint at you, and he's going to look over at Utah, and he goes, "What do you mean weird?"
I think you know what I mean, Mayor.
And he's like, "I don't." He looks like he's about to say something, and he's like, "Nah, it's just not really, mate. I mean, no."
How about you help us? How about them walking corpses that attacked us?
Walking corpses? What do you mean walking corpses?
Are you not aware that there's Walking Dead outside your town?
No.
They tried to accost my granddaughter and Mr. Utah and myself here on our way in.
I've never heard of any walking corpses.
Interesting.
It's kind of a bold claim.
Well,
TBH.
I'm a bit curious there, Mr. Mayor, that of what the previous mayor was so intrigued on bringing me out here for.
I'm not. You make a persuasion roll.
Oh yeah, get him.
Fucking
Alright.
get him.
Get him.
Persuasion.
Roll, boy.
Get him, boy.
Roll, boy.
Come on now.
Roll.
7. I'll take a reroll. I get to reroll for free.
Unless you crit fail, fucking waiting for it. Oh, that 1 looks
7.
sexy there for a 7. And he's gonna look at you and he's like, I just don't know if you'd believe me.
Oh, I believe quite a bit. This one time, my cousin, York, he told me that if you sleep with your mouth open, lizards will crawl inside and lay eggs in your mouth. So every night, I sleep with my face down in my pillow so that they can't crawl in my mouth. And then I found out that ain't true. So I now sleep on my back with my mouth open. So it's a bit of a 2 for 2, as they say.
And he just kind of stares at you for a little bit. He goes, yeah, I mean, if they say it, but...
That's what they say where I'm from. A 2 for 2.
And he's just going to go, he's like, look, Mr. Daly, bless his heart, he cared about this town. And he, if you go over to the cemetery, he has a fantastic mausoleum, and he poured every penny he could into this town. And that's what we know. He actually owned a good portion of this town. He owned the 6 Feet Saloon. He built that. He built the church. He built the library. He built the schoolhouse. He built a lot of the buildings here. Now,
well, hold up there, Mr. Mayor. How is it then, if he owned the 6 Foot Saloon, 6 feet under, that Mr. Bryce here, that son of a bitch, came about owning it?
That's what I'd like to know, because what happened was, when he passed away soon after, his mansion burnt down, and all his possessions were burnt down with it, and Bryce found one of the miners that supposedly killed Mr. Daly and strung him up for murder. Now, we assume that everyone owned their, everything was gone, and that, that happens, but if Bryce owned all the deeds, or had all the deeds, that's what I expect to find in that safe. But what I was getting at is, have you been over to the church?
I have not had the pleasure yet, no.
Well, Mr. Daly, he wanted this used to be a much more of a boom town. How much do you know about Coffin Rock?
Only that which I've seen since I've been here. I know that you have a fine house of concubines. You got yourself a fine drinking establishment. But other than that, not a ton.
That
Well-
beautiful waitress, the Crushinator.
Well, Coffin Rock's fallen on some hard times, and it used to be much better. Coffin Rock made its fortune from copper. I mean, I know everyone wants to make their fortunes off ghost rock nowadays, but you still need copper, you still need gold and silver. Coffin Rock used to be known for copper, and we used to make a good living off of it. And it used to be, honestly, this town, as you can see, has had better days. There used to be more people here. Mr. Daly struck it rich off one of the best mines here, And from his fortunes, he poured his money back into the town. Like I said, he wanted to see the town grow. He built a church, he built a schoolhouse, he built a library, he built a saloon. And so, but the mine started drying up, and he put more and more money into the place. And so, and to try and turn things around, he brought in Mr. Bryce to try and turn things around. I mean, you've heard about the Archer gang, that we did need protection. We did have troubles. And he also brought in a new preacher. And that is, I don't rightfully know how to describe it. His name is Reverend Cheval. And let's go somewhere. Do you have anywhere? I guess you wouldn't know where anywhere private is. Let's go to the mayor's office. And can you come with me? Where's your little girl?
I mean, it's your office.
My granddaughter's off to get breakfast.
All right. Wait, where?
Well, at the saloon, of course.
You let your 11-year-old go to the 6-foot saloon alone?
She seems more than capable.
Suit yourself. So
My
he takes you.
granddaughter is mature for her years.
People.
All right. So the mayor's office is here, and he takes you to what is actually a completely derelict building. The mayor's office, as you soon find out, is completely empty and derelict building.
Okay.
It has been abandoned. So he motions you in, and he says, "Excuse the dressings."
Pardon the dust.
So he brings you in, and he says, "Not the town, pardon me, has gone to shit since Daly brought in Reverend Cheval and the marshal. The marshal was a son of a bitch, as they all said, but he was a mean son of a bitch, but he did keep out the ruffians, though he was his own ruffian in his own right. I think we're going to find out that he may have had a hand, or maybe not, I don't know, in the killing of Mr. Daly. And that might be its own problems. But something's wrong with the Reverend. And if you haven't been to the church, that's fine. And I'm going to tell you to stay the hell away. I've been having, for lack of a better phrase, visions.
Visions? Like dreams?
Yeah, but more?
I want to like try to be like, oh, my people are familiar with visions. Let's tell me about these visions.
I don't know how to describe it. It's just something I've just seen some sort of, I don't know, like the spirit, like the earth's being tortured.
I am familiar with this dream, I think.
Wait, what?
See, my people get visions of spirits. And the earth being tortured is a sign of corruption in the land.
And I just know that the preacher's doing it.
Interesting.
And he's doing it in the cooked earth mine. There's something wrong in Mr. Daly's mind.
Mr. Utah, what say you we go take a look at this mine?
Yeah, I think that's probably a prudent choice, though I am mighty curious about what the smithy has to say about that there safe. Not that I am interested on anything on procuring whatever's inside, but I do have a bit of curiosity about how Marshal Bryce was going about running this town. And I don't much like the idea that he was perverting it to his own means. And I'd like to ensure that potentially that same thing doesn't happen again after we make our way out of this place.
I think that's a wise decision.
Wait, you believe me?
Of course we do, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, no reason not to. I mean, if a lizard is going to crawl in your mouth and lay eggs, you might as well sleep face down.
He looks very relieved. Well, he looks relieved that you believe him. Then he looks confused about your mouth thing and the lizard thing.
He looks confused about your fucking mouth, you moron.
All right. So you guys can, unless you want to stay and talk, you guys can leave the marshal's office. He looks like still a bit paranoid, but
you can transition over to Jeremy if you got anything planned for his breakfast.
I don't know. It's Jeremy, Emma.
Oh, did we lose him? And he checked out? Daddy, talk to us.
Daddy!
You're muted. Ignore me.
Are we good?
I don't know. All right.
All right, we're good then.
So what's happening in the 6-foot saloon?
Well,
we come back to a gore-soaked scene. They're all dead.
No, I went and I paid my $1 and I got some nice sausage or whatever.
Right.
And now there's
actually, by the way, you come back and the miners are still there. So
still drunk, still playing cards.
So I looked up, sort of actually. They're sleeping it off. They're hungover. So I looked this up. So apparently, people used to pay to sleep on the floor of saloons.
Oh, cool.
So that's what those miners do. I've decided.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna walk up to the barkeep. I'm like, hey, I'm hungry. You have any breakfast?
So of course, yes, they'll $1. It's actually, I think, cheaper for breakfast.
Right.
For children.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and get a beer too. I absolutely will.
No, and it's 50 cents for breakfast.
All right. Well, where's the shot?
Yep.
Okay.
Beer, please, and breakfast, and you get breakfast.
So I'll have a double.
Well, you win this round. All right, and then let's see. Are there any other patrons besides the sleeping miners?
No, it's actually pretty empty.
Oh, okay. So like the
there's
piano
still
guy's
a blood.
not there?
There is still. So you see, the woman that works here is still trying to clean up the blood stains from where the marshals died.
Well, actually, no. So yeah. So I'm gonna get some food for myself, and then I'm gonna just give him the rest of the money and say, "Oh, let's get some. Oh, we'll have some for those fellas over there."
You're gonna buy them
I'm gonna buy them food, and then it's like, and then can we get beers for them?
Yeah, you can buy them. You can buy them around.
Yeah.
So all right. So that's gonna cost you. Okay. So yeah, it's gonna be. What is it, like 50 cents a beer at this point? I don't know. Making up numbers, and I'll try and be eternally consistent later.
Look, all I want to do is I want to get them beers so I can just drink their beers while they're conked. That's it.
Well, they're not going to be conked yet, but sure. I mean, they're hair of the dogging, but you're going to make some friends. Be like, what are you doing, little girl? So, because they're awake. They're just irritated.
You get to hang out with Jeb. I'm jealous.
Yep.
Rise and shine, fellas. Don't think the party has to end.
Oh, the barkeep's going to deliver the beers.
Damn it.
He's not going to give you the beers to take over there.
He knows
what the fuck? This is like the 1890s. Why do you care?
Because you're like a weird little girl that also helped kill people yesterday. So
shut up.
No, you.
No, you.
Anyway.
You're a lady and ladies don't drink.
Okay. So basically, all I'm building towards. You know what? Here. Well, yeah. So we'll talk with these nice folks, and then Travis, I'm going to send you a message.
All right.
So.
Oh no.
And then we come back to the scene. It's a blood-soaked room when you arrive.
Everybody's screaming and writhing on the floor. I mean, you've got your cards in hand, you motherfucker. I see through your tricks, Gypsy.
All right.
Screen share. All right, then keep your secrets.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So, what do you guys? So, all right. That takes that. So, what do you guys want to do? Are you gonna go find her, or are you gonna go do something else?
Well, yeah, I'm obviously gonna go catch up with her because I can leave her alone for a little bit, but not too long.
All right.
Ryan, did you want to go do anything?
Nope.
Let's go find Miss Emma then. God, I shouldn't have played a native. I should have played a southern redneck.
Look.
Well, I think we're all good at that, except for Ryan, actually.
That's not best far.
I'm not at all. I can't do it.
You don't say the word boy enough.
Boy.
Jesus.
Oh, that sounds offensive just saying it.
Look at he's so unprepared. I just didn't realize that I was going to set this thing off by like a powder keg by just going Southern Trooper on him. He just couldn't let it go. What's funny is like my character's stubborn. I was like, no, Ryan, you are. All right.
No, you move.
Okay. So, all right, you come in, like you're approaching the 6 feet saloon, six feet under. And as you approach, so it would, I guess the mayor would be coming with you, or no? I mean, unless you invite him there, he's going to go take care of business, and he says like he'll either send someone for you or come back when the safe is open, since that's what you guys kind of agreed to, is waiting for the safe to be cracked,
Yeah.
right? And you actually are coming back and you hear the piano playing. So as you come in, you see Emma saddled up playing cards to a raucous and happy table of miners with everyone singing along to the piano.
Do I recognize these miners?
It is the same set of
guys from
miners.
last night.
I love
Yeah,
it.
look, we're just having a good time, and look, we're singing songs. The devil, we're told, in hell was chained, and 1,000 years he remained. He never complained, nor did he groan, but determined to start a hell of his own. I was just singing, singing all these like weird, like dirty cowboy songs. I just want the 11-year-old to be singing like dirty limericks. That's basically it. That's all I'm here for.
That is the scene you come in on.
I join in singing.
Shake my head at all these crazy white men. And
Loudly and boisterously.
Yes.
And when you come in,
Enthusiastically.
Jeb notices you come in and immediately screams, Utah!
Jebby!
Look, Mr. Lodgeskins, I made friends. Also, you don't have any change.
I figured as much, grandfather.
Man, those sausages are real expensive.
Fucking large, vast rolls of sausages. Now I want breakfast sausage. God damn it.
Me too. Emma, not to interrupt the party happening here, but we got some investigating to do that I think you might be mighty interested in.
Oh boy, I can't wait. Do we get to see more dead bodies?
I can't make any promises, but if we're lucky, it'll be a 2 for 2.
That's what they all say.
That is what they all say. We were just going to pick her up, right, guys?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you tell me, man.
Yeah, we walked
You're
in.
now
You guys had a
open-ended.
fun-
Wait. Actually, sorry. Before we do anything else, I want to walk up to one of my miner friends.
Look, man, I'm winning hearts. Yeah, no. Look, I'm winning hearts and minds over here.
Jeb is one of the miners, right?
Yeah.
Travis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeb, you mind if I ask you a question?
Yeah, what's up?
We're gonna be going into the mines in a bit. We gotta do some scoping about for the mayor. Do you have any advice, any places you recommend that we don't go, or pitfalls we can avoid? I know it can be mighty dangerous going into a place like that.
And he kind of looks at like he's a wait. You want to go into the mines?
Sorry, Travis, out of game. That's where the mayor said we should
Yep.
look, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Sorry, I just want to make sure that I didn't miss something. Yeah, we do want to go in the mines.
And his expression immediately sours. It's like, don't.
Is there something wrong with that, buddy?
Yeah,
Boy?
Utah, don't do that. No, I don't do that. You just got here. Why would you go into the mines? No, don't do that.
Is there something bad that happens if I go in the mines?
We don't. Bad things happen in the mines.
Yeah, I noticed that you aren't spending a lot of time in the mines for miners.
And he kind of just gulps and he goes, "Yeah, we just used to work real hard, and we just wanted some time away. So we just wanted to get away from the mines for a while."
Now, when you say bad things, are you talking like what are we talking on a scale of your wife found you with another woman to you lost both hands in a bad bet? What are we talking?
And he
That
kind
was intentionally confusing.
yeah, and he kind of looks at you and he goes, maybe we you know what, maybe, and he kind of just looks and he goes, he stumbles and he just like downs his drink and says, maybe we should just have another drink. Let's just have another drink. And he just gets up and he just goes to the bar. He's like, just leaves the conversation.
I'm gonna lean over to Lodgeskins and say,
I mean, there's 3 other miners here, but they're kind of just like purposely like, as soon as you start bringing up the mines, they talk to like lean away and start talking to themselves.
actually, this is what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Emma, can I have a word with you for a moment, my dear?
Yeah, Mr. Utah, what's up?
I have a curiosity that it appears these miners aren't telling us everything. And I'm wondering if perhaps their gums may be loosened if they were to be forced to by playing cards. You understand my meaning? Perhaps if we bet in a round of cards that they give us more information about the mines in exchange for the chance at more money, they might open up a bit more. Now, I'm not necessarily the gambling type.
Well,
I
you
can't
seem
keep
pretty good at
track-
getting them money.
It's true. It's true. But I'm wondering. I'm not so good. The numbers and the shapes, they all are the same. What's the
and the shapes?
It's
I'm
all.
not 4.
I mean, I got a pair of 2s. I got a 6. I got a queen. What? I don't know.
What are
But
you
you're
doing
good at
right
that
now?
sort of thing. So maybe you could play them for that information in some cards.
Are you actually an idiot?
Am I actually an idiot? No. I'm just not book learned like my brother Monty.
Dear God. All right. Yeah, sure. We'll play cards with these guys. Why not?
Jeremy, do you have the gambling skill?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
She's just like, are you really stupid? Just straight, just
Let's
fucking
play
straight
the
face.
game.
Like, are you actually an idiot?
Go snake-eyed. What?
All right, so he comes back and he brings back a beer and a shot of whiskey for him and a shot of whiskey for you, Utah. And he goes, "Remember, you didn't come back last night, so I got you that shot. Remember, you were supposed to have a shot of whiskey. Let's get that shot of whiskey." And he's like clearly like shaken, but like trying to be like jovial.
Calm down, friend. I won't ask you no more about it if you are if I've rustled your jimmies a bit.
And he like looks relieved. He's like, "No, I mean,
It's okay. I understand. I understand. You don't want me crawling into a bear's nest and tickling cubs. I see how it is.
And
That would
he
actually
got-
made sense.
but he still looks confused. He goes, yeah.
Yeah. And I take
Yeah.
my shot of whiskey.
Oh, he's like, yeah. And he like just throws it back.
Yeah. Now, why don't you? I got some business to attend to, but I would be much obliged if you'd be willing to play some cards with my good friend Emma. Now, don't take her for granted. She's a real shark.
Dude, what? Play cards with a little girl? Come on now.
She
Utah.
is well. You know what? I have given her some of my money to gamble with. So if she's really not that big of a threat to you, then I guess.
Utah, let me stop you right there. I heard money. Little girl, let's go. And he's like, boys.
I give her $2 of my dollars to gamble.
Well, Mr. Utah's really good at losing money, but I'll do my best.
All right. So do you actually just want to do the gambling skill, or we can actually play a hand of cards?
Playing a hand of cards sounds fun.
All
Do
right.
it.
Show me the card. Have Farmer read me the cards.
Read me the
I
cards.
told you I can't tell a 3, a 2, queen, jack,
Shapes.
king.
The shapes.
All right. So this is the thing. I'm going to try and figure out how to do this.
Are you actually an idiot?
All right. So
Look,
we're going
Emma-
to simulate over a round of the ante's still
plays-
going to
Emma
only be a dime.
talks a good
It's still
game,
going to be
but-
like a low stakes game. So this is going to simulate over an hour of gambling. So you also get a chance to do your talking in between. So this is going to simulate whatever. I need to give you a hand, like a whole cards. So they're only going to, I'm going to give myself the whole cards first, so you won't know what I got. So first, go ahead and give me your gambling roll.
Okay. Seems all right.
What'd you get?
An 11.
All right, so you got to raise. So you get 2 extra cards.
I got 2 raises.
No. You have a total of 11.
Yeah.
2 raises would be 12.
You have a 4 and so you have a 4 and an 8. There's a
Oh, okay.
1
Yeah, we're
and 8.
good.
So you have 2 extra cards, so you'll get 4 whole cards. I have a D8. All right, so I'll just get 2 cards. So this is going to get complicated. We're going to figure this out together,
good.
though. So, can you see these cards?
King of clubs.
Don't
8 of
tell me what they
clubs.
are. They're your whole
Oh.
cards.
Yeah, I can
Ace
see
of
cards.
Diamonds,
The
5
ace of
cards.
spades. Yeah, I can see cards.
Circle of Batman.
All right.
There
Shut
it
up.
is. Thanks,
Yeah, I
Jack.
see cards.
So, are you good enough that I can get rid of them now?
Here, I'll just put them in chat for myself.
All right. Jesus Christ. Let me read you. I mean, I wouldn't have gone through this trouble if I could just look at them.
Ryan, read me the cards.
God damn it.
Are you actually stupid?
After you lose a shield, you may spend 1 charge. If you do,
Okay.
you may perform a bonus primary attack.
That's not what that card says.
Fuck that card. I hate that
All right.
card.
If an enemy ship is in your bullseye while performing attack, you may re-roll 1 dice.
Well, that's okay.
That one's garbage. No one's ever in their bullseye.
Did we try moving last with repositioning?
Now, Crackshot is somehow better than that.
Why
Just
is-
move last. How hard could it be?
How hard could it be?
Why isn't this all? Damn it.
Matt, I had a pretty clutch dogfighting maneuver this morning. I wish
Oh
you
yeah?
in
In
there to watch.
Everspace?
Yeah,
Proud of you.
I did a yaw strafe roll around like an asteroid intentionally to keep on target on one of the bad guys, and like didn't lose him and like blew him up, and I felt really cool.
Hell yeah, that shit is
Nice.
fun. I'm gonna make you an ace pilot yet. Right now you're about initiative 3, but we'll get you to 6 in no time.
I was trying to also think of nicknames we can use for like bomber or TIE fighter and stuff.
Can we just call them Bomber?
I guess.
Well, no, TIE fighters are eyeballs. Interceptors are squints.
Right.
Yeah, the eyeballs is like.
There we go. All right, you can see that, right? There we go.
Eyes aren't bad though, but probably
Eyes are easy.
Oh, you can't see that. I got to turn that on for you. That's because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, eyes, squints. I forget what bombers were.
Thick boys.
There you go.
Chonks.
All right, you can see that?
Chonker.
Hex.
Like chonk.
All right, so you can see that, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so you make the best poker hand with that. That's all it was. Sorry for the... I thought I had everything working and it wasn't turned on. So that's actually how it works. There's nothing more to that except I want to add the ability to raise here, but we haven't done that yet, so I'm not going to add it on. But,
Okay.
So, fortunately, you clean their house. All I have is ace high.
Oh, same.
Really?
But his hand is better.
I have like a king, 8, 2, and 5.
So we tie. So basically, over the course of it won't matter here though. Over the course,
he has the higher.
Yeah, but in this
king,
case,
yeah.
it only checks if it's ace. Like it's only going to check the actual poker hands. It won't matter about the type of poker. Like we're not playing like full poker. So the idea is over the course of the hour, you're going to like make it a wash. So no one's going to you're not going to gain or lose money.
Mm-hmm.
Can he Benny for a new card, Travis, in this or no?
Not this one.
Okay.
He could have Bennied for like a better gambling room. So there's just the way that we're doing this. So the key is here though. So this is over the course of an hour. So what are you going to do? Are you going to like, what's your plan here? Are you going to like persuasion? Are you going to do whatever? Or are you just gambling? Like, and how long are you going to do it for?
Well, the whole bit is we're trying to get information about the mine, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to, because we'll keep doing the gambling and we can start doing raises and stuff. I just want to figure out like how long am I going to start dealing you hands and how that like all the cameras working.
Well, let's see. Oh, tell you what, I want to do. Can I taunt? Can I taunt? You guys play so scared. No wonder you're afraid of the mine.
All right. Do you want to do that after the first hour or do you want to do it?
Yeah, after the first hour.
All right. So,
or just while we're playing, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to just like, so, all right. So after the first hour, you kind of made it a wash of money. So everyone's just kind of drinking and they're progressively like getting drunker. Like this is sort of the repeat. So we're about noon at this point, right? Utah, did you just disappear or are you just in the background? What's going on?
I'm just in the background. Letting this play out.
All right.
Yeah, just drinking, watching, playing nice.
All right. So roll your taunt.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And taunt is against spirit? What is that against?
It's against spirit.
And 11 again.
All right. Spirit.
I will be right back.
All right. So, what are you looking to do? All right, let me read what spirit does. Or taunt, sorry. What is that? Like, what are the things it can do to you?
Taunt?
Yeah.
It can make people get aggressive. It can make them like kind of like break down a bit.
All right. So right now he's
we're going more for the we're trying to break him down so they can like
right
start
now
talking.
like he's gonna like look at you and just get like sort of like kind of pissed off. He's gonna be like, I mean, he's gonna start playing a bit more. He's gonna start steaming basically. So he's gonna start looking and kind of just look at you and kind of look at and go, I mean, what would a little girl know about any of this shit anyway? He's like, you talk, get your girl on a leash here. And all right, we're gonna go for another round. Give me a gambling roll.
Maulding. Literally maulding. Look at him go. What a god. Benny.
All right. All right, so that'll give you 1 extra card.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend mine for a reroll. All right, well, fuck me then.
Eat shit.
All right. Can you see my camera anyway?
I can see your camera, yeah.
All right, so my camera's turned off. I can't even look at my own camera. So
Okay.
let me know when you're good. You good?
I can see. I'm sorry, look at the dice cam. Let me look at you.
I didn't know if you can. That's what I'm asking.
Can you move them to your left a little bit? All right. We're good. Okay.
All right. All right. All right, so
Hey, is that a Joker?
that is a Joker.
What does that mean?
It's literally a wild card.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But all I got is a pair of aces.
I got a pair of aces. I actually have a pair of aces in my hand, so I have 3 aces.
You have actually 4 of a kind.
Eat shit.
So
Give me that money, bitch.
what you actually do here is you clean them out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a dime. So you clean them out, not a lot, but you actually clean them out like make 3.5. You make $3.50 a person. So $7. You make $14 off the table. So one person goes bust, not Jeb though. So you already made him steam. Now he's getting actually like physically angry. So you actually, over the course of this, after that taunt, he's actually getting mad. He's just sitting there steaming. You're actually just cleaning them the fuck out over this next hour. So it's not, so what this gambling in this poker hand represents, it's not like one hand. It's over
Right,
the course of the hour, how much better
the
you're
process
doing
of-
than them. Yes.
Right, it's the process of gambling, yeah.
And so, yeah, that's a 4 of a kind to his 1 pair of ace, right? And I just did how much better you did over them, which
Right.
was fucking a lot. So, yeah, you just made $14,
That's a lot of money.
but it's $3.50 per person. So one person is just like gets mad, just like folds off the table, steams and goes over to the bar and sulks a bit, right? Just like, I'm fuck this, I'm done. And so you actually see them starting to sour. All 3 of you. So he's starting to get quiet. He's not talking.
Oh boy, I kind of give Emma a look, and I do one of these things with my hands, like don't be so aggressive. Like don't shit on him too much.
So what are we doing into hour 3? He's sort of retreating into himself. Not like sulking. He's like,
Take
He's
a deep.
cla-
That's what he's doing.
he's clamming up.
mm-hmm.
Let's see.
You could buy him a drink, but he's drinking himself. He's drinking. He's getting.
Oh, I'll
drunk.
buy him a drink.
All right, but right now he's not being super responsive about it. He thanks you.
It's fine.
All right.
I just want to see how it all plays out before I.
All right,
Let's see.
2 dead bodies in 2 days. It's only about 1 o'clock now.
2 dead bodies in 2 days. What?
I'm just. You said how Utah here says he wants to see how it plays out. I'm just making a joke.
Jesus. All right. Look, well, I'll tell you what, boys. It's been fun taking your money, but I kind of think it's time. I'd much rather have something more from you. I want to hear about that mine.
And he just like squints and stares at. He's like, I just want to win my money back.
Well, I'll tell you what, mister. I'll give you your money back if you tell me about that mine.
I want to win my money back.
Well, then we're going to be here for a while.
Wrecked.
Tell him if you win, he tells you at the mine.
Tell you what, here's your money. We'll play for it, but when I win, you're gonna tell me about that mine and give me your money.
And he sits there and looks at you, and he sits there and contemplates. Now he still has money. He's been cleaning his friends out. His friends just kind of fold.
Oh, grumbly like.
Mm-hmm. And he looks over at Utah and says, "What the hell's wrong with this girl?"
Oh, I'm doing just fine. The one who appears to have problems here is you.
Sorry, I'm chewing. 1 second.
I'll keep taunting.
Actually,
Let's
dude, yeah,
go.
go ahead and give me a taunt based on the things you're actually saying.
I'll keep, just
All right.
taunt, baby, taunt.
Target of
Taunt
5.
tons.
All right, so he's taunted. So he's just balling up.
Oh, man.
All right, so let's do another gambling. He says, fine.
Hey, let me know when it's clear that Emma wins and is
Right.
about to take all his money.
Here, I'm gonna Benny that.
All right.
I want good. I want good. I want the real good. All right, fine. I'll just take the 1. So be it.
All right.
Oh, sorry. Let me get you.
Lower.
Lower, please. Okay.
All right. He actually rolled a 6 this time.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no. Travis. I'd like to spend a penny.
All right.
Wait, don't you have 5 more of those fucking things?
I have 2 pair.
Okay.
All right. I mean, so do
Aces.
I.
Queens and kings.
So he hold on. So he sees the flop. He kind of grins to himself. He goes, so this is an actual hand of poker, by the way. So this is it. This is the actual play. He grins. He goes, "It's about damn time." And he slams his cards on the table and he goes, "What you got now, little girl?"
And I'm gonna hold them. I'm not gonna show me. Is that It's like, hey, mister, I'm about to make you really angry. And I'm gonna throw my hand down.
Okay, before he throws his hand down, I'm gonna try to quietly get up and stand behind old Jeb.
Hey, mister,
you're gonna have to do a stealth roll.
Right.
I thought I warned you.
Okay, stealth roll it is with a raise.
It's fine. So I know, I just checked. So.
Just a BFI behind him.
And he just sits there. And he's just real quiet. And he's just quiet. And then
we lost Jeremy. We got Jeremy back.
All right. Is
All right,
he
now...
here? See, Jeremy, you there? You seem important at this point. All right. And he just stares. And he just stares. And then you just see him actually sort of crack. And he's, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. And he seems like almost like shuffling between like mad and then crack, like almost cracking, like he's still mad, but he doesn't want to,
right.
You know what I mean? Like he's trying to you're also like an 11-year-old girl. Like he also doesn't want to strike in the
BFI behind his back.
So
Come on, mister. It's only a game, but fair's fair. Can I buy? Should I buy? Do you want another drink?
I bring him over another drink. Hey now, friend. How about a little liquid courage here?
Come on now. We're all friends. Remember the piano thing?
We're all friends.
Just a silly game.
Remember the sheriff thing?
Hey, look, see, it's Utah. You like him.
I like Utah. Utah is my
Wait,
friend.
Utah, aren't you good at persuasion?
I'm gonna try and persuade him to loosen his gums.
So, yeah, I was wondering when someone was going to actually try and be like nice
he's
to
gonna
the
do,
guy
like, yeah,
instead of
I'm
being
not-
fucking
look,
taunt and
man,
intimidate.
All I'm gonna do is make this worse.
Yeah.
I need someone to
I
de-escalate.
love how like Utah steps away and everyone just keeps like being fucking aggressive to the aggressive guy.
I'm
You
just
you guys are
I
really-
will try and persuade him, Travis.
Hey!
Look, it's my turn to instigate a situation.
You know my skills are dog shit.
I'll reroll that.
All right,
Oh boy.
4 is fine.
Only a 4 in my persuasion.
4 is fine. You're gonna come in and be like, be consoling.
Yeah. yeah, I'm the good cop.
What a really smart move, Ryan. Or
Thanks, man.
Utah.
Listen,
Yeah.
Utah knows what he's
Good cop.
doing, even if Ryan doesn't.
Yeah, it's
I'm
fine.
definitely not good cop material.
Sure. No, it's fine. Very consoling of you.
I am absolutely not good cop.
Yeah.
I almost made this. I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Just very surprised. I was like, this whole party is very odd. The players are
Look,
making
you
very.
guys-
How much money did Emma win from him?
Well,
Did he get his money back? I guess I wasn't following.
no, not even remotely.
No, I gave him look, man. I gave him the chance to get his money back.
So this pot was really only like $1.
I will give him $1.
Okay, so you covered the pot, right?
Yeah, I covered the
Or you
pot,
can just
I
like
say.
swipe the pot away and just like do this at her or something. You don't have to like pay for the pot.
Yeah.
You can just like shake away the hand. But anyway, you can just be consoling. So what you say to him is like, look, friend, we want to go into the mines. We just want to know what we're getting into. So you say something along those lines. Yeah. And you see him actually, so you see him waffling between like mad and something else, and you see him sort of like almost start crying. He's like, look, and you kind of, and you see him like buck up a little bit. He says, Utah, miners keep going missing. I don't know
You want to go for a walk with me so that we get on public?
Yeah, maybe let's it's getting kind of stuffy in here, you know?
Yeah, let's go for a little walk. Allergies are making me a little stuffy too. Some fresh air.
Your friend's peace pipe, is
Yeah, I know how it can be.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll empty it out and I'll clean it out and put it away. I don't want to.
No, you can keep smoking, man. You got the right. We'll step out, And so you guys step around the corner. And
Right.
so
High five, Emma. That's my.
I return the high five.
That's my fucking grand.
As we're walking out, I'm gonna mouth to Emma, "I want my $1 back."
so you step around like there's a derelict building like literally next to this place, right?
Sure.
So you can step around to the side there. And so he kind of like, like he's like wiping his eyes, just like, it's like, Utah, you don't want to go in there. People's been going missing.
You are most correct. I do not want to go in there. However, I gotta do all kinds of things I don't want to do. Like when your mama makes you eat them veggies. I don't want to eat those, but you do. Sometimes for your own good. And I think if I go in that mine, maybe, just maybe, there's a possibility we could stop these disappearances from happening.
Look, man, Utah, we's never seen nothing. We just things just got a little weird in there. We heard things and heard sounds that just didn't sound natural, and it just too many people started going missing, and it just felt unnatural in there. And we made enough money that we didn't need to go back in there for a while,
Right.
and it was just easier to be here than in there, and it's safer. Ain't nobody gone missing in the saloon. Well, shit, until Marshall Bryce went missing, but we know
Yeah,
where
but
he's
he's a real
at. It's
son of a
not. He ain't really missing, and he's a son of a bitch anyway.
He's a son of a bitch. Yeah, we in agreement there, friend.
So, but I ain't got nothing to warn you about except you shouldn't go. I don't know what's in there, and I don't want to find out.
I understand. I understand. Now, when I'm in the, is there any? Do you have at least? And I understand what you're saying. Do you have like a map or just a layout of the mine that, at very least, if I go in there, I'm not getting lost and getting crushed by any kinds of
I mean,
going
I
the
just know
wrong way, falling in a hole.
Well,
I don't want to fall in a hole now.
Which mine are you going to?
We're going to insert mine here.
So what you had heard was the only one that you had heard by name was the Cooked Earth Mine. So when you mentioned that one, it's like that Cooked Earth Mine. That's one of the first mines. That's been mined out. What you going to that one for?
Well, apparently the last mayor that was here said there's something I gotta see in there, and I'll trust him. He's a good man, or was a good man. So
I don't know nothing about that one. I ain't been in that one.
Do you know anyone else in town who's ever been in that mine or could at least speak on it?
Not that I know of. I mean,
All right.
that one's been ain't nobody needed to go in that one for a while.
Now, what is the mine? What's the current mine then that you guys don't want to go into to work? That people keep disappearing in.
Shit, we don't really name them as much anymore. I mean, that one's only got a name because it was one of the first mines. Shit, we just there's a bunch of mines around.
Come on, give me a name. Name that mine for me. Make one up.
The Haunted Mine.
A haunted mine. I love it. Real pizzazz. It's a real smart name. The Haunted Mine. Now, if I were to go to the Haunted Mine, is that where people go missing too? Or are they just missing whenever they go near the mines?
People go missing all around these hills.
All around these hills. Fascinating. All right. My friend, take that $1 I gave you. Go inside, get yourself another drink, and think no more on this. I'll take care of it.
All right.
I'll head back to the 6 feet under, and I'll say, Emma, Lodgeskins, it's time for us to
now,
skedaddle.
Are we gonna wait for the safe? It's still planning on being done by today, or are you gonna leave? All right.
I'm just telling them to skedaddle out of the bar because I want to talk to him.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because again, it's about 1. So
sure.
Like, yeah.
I want to go for a walk to the graveyard with them.
Okay.
All right, friends. Here's what I know. We got some mines all around out here. The one that we were going to investigate, that was the first mine ever. And it's been mined clean, but that's the one that my letter says that we should take a look at. And then there's this mine that all the locals call the Haunted Mine. And that one is the more recent one, and people keep disappearing around the hills all around town. Given our, well, how should I say this? Excursion outside of town with those dead people, my intuition is that there are more dead people roaming about these hills eating flesh. I could be wrong, but that's me putting going 2 for 2.
2 for 2.
2 for 2.
2 crew.
I mean, what do you two think? I value both of your opinions in this particular situation.
I think if your letter mentions the original, then we should go there.
I agree, but I'm not as learned in some of these these kooky, spooky, skeletal arts, as you might be my good Cheyenne friend, or it seems as though little Emma Brown, you got a tinge of darkness behind those eyes. You creep me out, girl.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Oh boy. If you're lucky, we might see more dead people walking.
Okay,
And
sounds
I want to
fun.
walk to the graveyard and take a look at the old mayor's mausoleum
Okay.
that he built, just to see if he sent me that letter. Sorry, I'll do this in character. Now, the reason we're going to the graveyard here is my brother Monty. He's a book learning man. He's a smart guy. And if the mayor told my brother Monty, and by that me, that to come to town, I assume that Monty would look for clues at this mausoleum. Perhaps the mayor left another clue there. Perhaps he has a phrase or an etching on the mausoleum, something to give us more information, if you will. But I need you two, because as Emma so eloquently declared in the bar, I'm a bit of a moron.
All
Yeah,
right.
so when we get to the graveyard, I don't know I don't know what the mausoleum, or I want to make sure we find, I'm sure it can't be hard to find it, right?
No. I mean, it's literally right there. So it's
Yeah.
so basically, you you approach up, you see the graveyard. The graveyard is so kind of soaking it in. The graveyard is probably a bit larger than you would expect for a town of this size.
Sure.
The entrance is off the street, and it's kind of it has massive wrought iron gates, and it's decorated with angels and stars. Many of the graves are actually kind of very recent and marked with simple wooden crosses, as compared to some of the older ones that have actual stone gravestones. And then in the center, it's dominated by the tall, elaborate mausoleum, and that's John Daly's tomb. So you can enter it. There's no problem getting in there.
Yeah, I want to just, I guess, God, I don't even have, what's the skill to look around? No, it's not notice.
Well, so
I've got
I think it
survival.
actually is notice. I think they got rid of investigation.
All right, then yeah, I just want to look around to see if there's anything that catches my interest. Anything, if he did build this big elaborate tomb or whatever, maybe there's, or I don't know. I'm just gonna look around.
All right, so yep.
Oh, almost the double one.
Everyone. 5. All right, so everyone, give me an investigation or a notice anyway. So if you're wondering, the reason why they did this is they wanted to make sure people didn't waste or feel like they're having to divert all their skill points into multiple skills. So that's the whole point, is that skills kind of roll up into overall skills. Okay. So Utah, tell me what you're looking for again, and I'll get back to you, Emma.
I'm just looking for any sort of additional clue or insight into the mayor. I mean, he obviously cared about the town quite a bit, but all he sent to Montana was just this letter to check out the old tomb. So I'm wondering if there might be any other any other clue in his tomb. Maybe he knew he was going to die and he left something here. I don't know.
No, that's fine. The mausoleum is pretty elaborate, in the sense that he was rich at one point, at least when it was constructed. I think based on what you can see here, he did not look like he intended to die. Basically, this was built at a time that he was a richer man, and you do not find anything that you would think of as a clue or anything like that. There's nothing
cool.
Yep. Emma,
worth checking though.
The longer you stay here while he's kind of looking around, you're not really interested in helping him. You're like, neat graves. You're kind of like, cool, a graveyard, right? You're like looking around. you notice a very interesting effect. Basically, the shadows cast along the graves, because it's about, you spend about between like 2 to 3 o'clock here, maybe even 3 to 4, depending on how long you take Utah. Basically, the shadows across the graves that are cast along the grave, like across the graveyard in general, last longer and are far longer than they should be based on the sun.
Huh.
What do you make of that, Emma?
You don't notice that, Utah, because you're very focused on the mausoleum.
I thought you said I did.
No. Emma notices that.
Oh,
because
I see.
She's just moseying around the graveyard.
Hey guys, these shadows are weird.
She notices that effect just because she thinks the graveyard is cool. You are very focused on the mausoleum.
Right. What'd you say there, Emma?
The shadows are weird.
That's what happens when the sun is blocked by something.
No, you idiot.
I know that much.
They're longer than they should be. Not for this time of day.
Sorry, longer than they should be? Well, a shadow isn't always the same size as the thing.
Can I kill him? Is that still on the table?
Not now, granddaughter.
Oh. The shadows aren't natural. There's something wrong.
One sec. Let me get at it. I'm going to crawl out of the tomb. Do I notice that they're not natural now that she points it out?
Give me another one.
What?
Actually, with her calling the attention,
yeah,
you both will notice this. You don't have to have like a notice roll to notice.
Okay.
Once someone is like kind of like pointing it out,
showing me, yeah,
yes.
So they're longer than they should be.
I see what you're saying now.
Yeah. Like is an accentuated shadow effect, like everywhere. It's not any particular gravestone.
Is there any kind of knowledge check I could make on this that would actually be relevant? Because I don't have occult. Because
any of this would be occult. It's always occult.
All right, well let's make.
Also, many of the graves looks freshly disturbed.
I'm gonna roll untrained on this.
I got a 3. It's not enough.
A 0.
Yep. You guys got the last.
Weird.
You guys got the last bit of what I said, right?
Hey, look, I did it.
Emma got it.
Occult.
You still like even with the thing, you're not quite sure what's going on.
But the seeing that some of the graves are recently disturbed, I'm gonna look around and be like, this is odd. I don't want to be grave digging or anything, but this I can do at least this math. There are dead people around the town, and these graves look disturbed here in town. I'm wondering, given the size of this graveyard, if some of those bodies came from this graveyard. You follow?
Yeah.
Yep.
Makes sense.
So I wonder if maybe tonight we scope out this graveyard to see what we maybe can see before we go gallivanting in any dangerous mining.
God, we're never going to go to a mine in any game. There will never be a game where we go to a mine.
Chris is in another chat right now, and suddenly his hair is stood up on the back of his neck. He's like, "Why do I feel this way all of a sudden?"
No mines.
Why am I irritated?
The name of this game. The name
Ryan for no reason.
The name of this episode is Krayts Never Go to a Mine.
Krayts not going to the mine.
All right. I mean, so time-wise, you could go back because in theory.
Well, I want to just wait until that safe gets opened.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Anyway.
So it's later in the day. So, if the safe is going to get cracked, they're still going to look for you either at the hotel or at the saloon, right? So
I'm going to clean my guns in the hotel.
I'm going to take a nap so that I'm not fucking balls tired staying up all night.
Okay. So eventually, if you're going to go back to the hotel, they eventually find you. So let's speed it up. They do crack the safe. So they take you back there, and they as in the mayor comes and grabs you. So excitedly, they take you. He says, "You're going to want to see this." They take you back to he takes you back to the mayor's office or the marshal's office, and you do indeed see that in that safe was, amongst personal possessions and stuff, basically all the deeds that was supposed to be what John Daly had built up around the town. Basically, highly incriminating the marshal, either to have killed John Daly, or at least after John Daly's death, gone in and stolen everything and then burnt down his mansion. And then at least, regardless, taken the deeds and clearly been extorting the town.
Well, Mr. Mayor, there you have it. It appears that your marshal wasn't that positive a person anyway.
The deputies are they're fuming. They're still pretty pissed at you, and they look at the mayor and go, "I mean, this doesn't change too damn much. We still got to figure out a marshal." And the mayor looks at you and he says, "Well, they're not wrong, but they should. There's very little chance you guys didn't know much about this." And the deputies kind of look a bit abashed and kind of go, "Well, I mean, we didn't know. I mean, how could we know? I mean..."
Well, I didn't know you couldn't breathe.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
And the mayor he looks over to you and he goes, "If it weren't for you, we would never have figured this out. And so, I mean, you seem, at least until we can hold a proper election, I don't see any reason you did. Didn't you? I've been told, I'm a bit ashamed to say, I don't recollect that you mentioned about being the marshal. Would you mind holding the position until we can hold proper elections?"
I think that that is probably in the best interests of everybody, just so that I can I got business in town that probably gonna take a little bit of time anyway until that election occurs. Obviously, the people of the town should elect and decide who that next marshal should be, but I could be a bit of a filler as I continue to investigate the disappearances continuing to happen around the outskirts here.
And then the deputies behind said, "I ain't gonna work for that man there. They killed the proper marshal of this town." And the mayor looks behind.
The proper marshal of this town appears to have been extorting the fine people who allegedly elected him. That doesn't sound like something that someone who gives a shit about this town should be doing.
And they kind of just look at you, and they look at the mayor and say, "If you hire him, we quit." The mayor
all you quit? Every single one of you.
And they all look at and say, "Yep." They all kind of nod or say so. And the mayor looks and says, "Not a damn one of you was sticking up for this town. Not a damn one of you told me about this. Not a damn one of you came forward. Not a damn one of you are worth a shit. Get out." They said, "Fine." And they all
Deputy Jeb.
And they all just take down their badges and they throw it down. It says, "Look, I'll look." So they all leave and it says, "I mean, the real answer here is no one here can really. The elections are not going to happen. I'm going to have to post out to Denver to hire a proper marshal. How long can you stay in town until we can get someone here? The word gets out, we got a problem. The Archer gang's going to come."
We already got a bit of a problem there because I got an inkling about these types, and they're going to be desperate, and they got nowhere to go now that they're gone. They're probably going to go straight to that Archer gang. The first thing they're going to say is, "Hey, this town got a new marshal, and he's a real piece of shit, and he's dumb as fuck, too." And that's probably what they'll say, and then the Archer gang will come rolling around. Now, I respect you, Mayor, and I respect your desire to help the good people of this town. And I agree with everything you've done so far. But we do have a bit of a problem on our hands now that those spineless yellow bellies are out of here. I think that the sooner you can get a message out to Denver, the better. I'll stick around. I got you into this mess. I ain't leaving.
Well, we ain't got no telegraph. I could probably
You gotta. I'm assuming to be It'd be too much to assume you got like a carrier pigeon service or something, or a Pony Express.
I mean, the Pony Express comes by. I'll have to get. Maybe I could get him. Hire one of the miners to get first thing in the morning. They're not too reliable. They're kind of drunkards.
Oh, I seen it. I seen it.
But-
In the meantime, we got a couple issues here because there is I think there's a connection between the nightmares you've been having and the fact that there is some spooky things happening in your graveyard. This town seems to have a
Graveyard?
lot. Yeah, your graveyard.
What are you talking about the graveyard for?
Well, I just took a jaunt over there to just pay my respects to Mr. Daly, as any good man in this town should. Real upstanding gentleman. And my friend Emma here notices that the shadows, and I know how shadows work, believe me. They're longer than they should be, not spooky. There was something tainted in this town, Mayor, and I got to figure out what it is.
Okay. But we got a problem. We got a problem right now, which is I just made you marshal the town and you ain't got no deputies. And we got a problem with the Archer gang.
Oh, well, that's not true. I got 2 deputies. I got Old Lodgeskins here, and Emma. How you feel about being one of my deputies?
Do I get a badge?
Sure do.
Do I get a gun?
That's up to Lodgeskins. He's a higher up deputy than you.
Lodgeskins just kind of like, nope, just like shaking his head.
Oh, I'm gonna ball my fists up and just kick the dirt.
And then so the mayor is now like looking around and he's like, we really need to get a horse out towards Denver.
I agree.
And okay. So we just need to hold the fort. It'll probably be fine.
Probably.
But we just need your help here for a little bit, you know.
First things first. You got a bunch of drunken miners that spend all day drinking in the saloon. I think it's time we put them to work fortifying this town a little bit.
I mean, if that's what you think's the best thing, Marshall, that's a task that seems right up your alley. So
all right,
get right on it. But
in the meantime, Mayor, you stay safe. Let's figure out this horse situation.
What situation?
This horse situation, like a horse. We need a horse to Denver.
Sure. We'll try and find one. I'm sure we can find a horse. We'll get that. I just thought you said whore again. You've been saying
no, horse.
You bring up whores a lot though.
Listen, maybe I do. Speaking of which, maybe they can help fortify the town too. No one knows how to keep something out than a whore.
What?
Whore better. All right. And at that he's gonna nod at you and he's like, all right, well, thanks, Marshall.
You are most welcome, Mayor. If you're lucky, this will be a real 2-for-2 type of situation.
All right. So he's gonna take you at that, and he's gonna go. He's like, all right, let's go over there and let's try and find us. And at this point, Lodgeskins, you're gonna realize that you haven't fed your horses in a day. You had some situation there, but it's going to dawn on you that you need to figure out what to do with your horses, like
Mayor,
long term.
We also need to decide what we're going to do with the deeds here. Do we distribute them back to the townsfolk, or what is your intuition on what we do with all these?
He said, well, that's sort of town business, but that was sort of my plan. I was thinking to just don't bequeath them back to the rightful owners. There's a few that are now, derelict buildings that I was going to take back on behalf of the town.
That's fine. I agree.
Yep.
I just was curious. I want to make sure that I do right by this town.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, don't worry too much about it. I'll take care of it on behalf of the town. But yes, that was the original plan.
Great. All right, it's
Alright.
time for me to call. I think it's time we have a bit of a town assembly.
Pow wow.
Oh well, it's a bit late in the evening. I mean, we don't. We'll take care of it. You know, we'll get the
Let me
word
know
out.
when the next town assembly is. I got words, but this honestly, Mr. Mayor, it can't wait for long. We got to fortify this town because if that Archer gang comes in, they're gonna run through us like water through corn.
And he's gonna look at you. He's like, "Well, do you think that's best? I was thinking that we could probably just try and act a bit normal. I don't know if we should get everyone all, you know, riled up. I mean, we could.
Man, if you think that's best, then that's best. Then
Well,
there are
I
two
mean,
options here.
you're
Well,
the marsh.
there are two options here, Mr. Mayor. One, we go about our business, everything as is, and if the Archer gang comes, they fuck us up real good. Option two is we, try and get ready to defend ourselves in case they show up, and maybe they fuck us up real good.
How big is this Archer gang,
All right.
Mr. Mayor?
All right, so everyone give me a notice roll. And his eyes are just going real wide the more you keep talking about it.
Well, no, doesn't Lodgeskins know about the Archer gang?
I mean, he does, yeah. So, that's right. But I mean, he just saw the wanted posters. Yeah, I don't know if he like.
Yeah, but wouldn't the wanted poster be like the X number of men are in this gang?
Well, he would. What I'm saying is, this was a while ago, so I mean, you wouldn't necessarily know. You would know some amount, right?
I rolled a 7.
Okay.
All right.
You just. All right, so I'll come back to that. You would know at least that it was at the time 6 people. Archer and a few others. So Archer plus 5 at the time, because this was a few years back.
All right. It could have grown since then. That's fair. Utah, I don't think this was a very large gang, but that could have changed.
I mean,
it sounds like if we found out where they were, we could take the offensive to them.
That's an interesting choice. I think, here's the thing. We don't even know if they're nearby, right? I think if we just maybe keep a scout on the outskirts of town, let us know if they're near, that might be enough. And that might give us some time to prepare anyway. Except if they're not in the area, they could be being son of bitches in another town.
Oh, why don't we find out find out from someone who knows where they are?
I don't know how many people in town actually leave this town, but we could ask. And we also have that mine to explore, don't forget.
And then
Sure.
You're saying all of this in front of the mayor?
Yeah.
And that's when the mayor will pipe up and he's like, mine to explore? You can't leave the town now.
I mean, isn't the mine just like right nearby?
No. So, and then he'll start describing.
I was under the assumption the mine was like down the street. Guess I was wrong.
So, I will give you some description. It is at least some, not like a day. It'll take you like a full day or half a day or more. So like you would have to like abandon the town basically.
Oh, that's not happening. It's fine. I'm too heroic to abandon the town. Right?
So like you would be at some distance out of the town, right? Like
we'll Krayts in a mine in like 6 sessions.
God. Well, we'll see. So I mean, anyway, so like you can start making plans. We can speed some things up. So anyway, all right. So okay. So anyway. All right. So what's your plan here? I guess. So, the general plan is it's later in the evening. So the mayor basically wants to
deal with the Archers gang.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the plan.
I meant the plan for the evening, just to get the day settled. So that's all I was saying.
Mr. Mayor, as the new marshal, is there a place I can sleep other than the inn? Did he sleep? Did the other marshal sleep somewhere else, or where did Bryce sleep?
I guess they had homes. There's not really anything here. You could theoretically sleep in the marshal's office. So there's like a bed here. So because there's always going to be someone that can man the marshal's office. So you could actually sleep here. The problem is there's not enough places for everyone to sleep.
Well, I mean, I don't think the former
But in
Marshal
reality,
Krayts will be needing his house anymore. We could procure that temporarily, Mr. Mayor, if you don't mind.
sure. Actually, that would make sense. So, yes, it's not on the map, but it is magically hocus pocus. It's on the map somewhere.
Cool.
Nice.
We have a house, friends.
And I'm sleeping in the yard.
Well, why?
Old ways, baby.
He hates buildings.
He's just uncomfortable in all the. But
In
anyway.
the old days, we didn't have buildings.
So, all right. So let's lay out your plans here. So basically, walk me through. So, do you want to alert the town? Like, is that kind of the plan here?
I mean, I want to talk to Emma and Lodgeskins on
Sure.
what they think to do, but my intuition is I think it's important to have some sort of town meeting where
he's planned. So
Sure.
the mayor's going to call a town meeting tomorrow to note you are now the marshal, and that he plans to go to Denver, like to send a writer to Denver. And he's actually going to make, so that's the plan he wants for tonight, is who's going to be the writer to Denver. So it's already happening by the time they have the meeting. So he's going to have a writer sent out to Denver tomorrow, at dawn tomorrow. So it's already happening.
Yep. We send Jeb.
Because if someone rides hard,
yeah,
they can basically almost make Denver in a day.
Sure.
Yeah, Jeb isn't mining. No, let's send Ray, that fucker.
Yeah, fucker.
He won't agree.
That's fine. Regardless, send a rider, have a town meeting.
If you pay a miner, the miner will. So basically, the mayor's going to pay a miner well enough that the miner's willing to do it.
Yeah, Jeb can do it.
Okay,
we like Jeb.
Our boy Jeb.
Jeb will sign up because he'd rather do that than a miner would. Like he doesn't want
get him.
to
Yeah,
right?
give him time to cool off too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we do that. I'd probably bring up to Emma and Lodgeskins that I think it's important that we at least have a plan of action in place if the Archer gang decides to show up. And I don't know if that's something we need to talk to the townsfolk, but like the three of us at least need a plan.
Sure.
Well, we can go to Seven Samurai.
So also to point out, you're only like less than 24 hours. You're kind of like 24 hours removed. So it's like, if you want to start you're like 1 day removed. So you want to do like a clock moving on. You're day one. So like the Archer gang may not have even had time to know. So if you're worried about timing, you're day one removed.
I am just assuming that those fucker deputies that we released from town are just going to go straight to the Archer gang.
Sure, but if you're using that as a clock, you're day zero removed. So I'm just saying, like, in terms of time, that like if you're keeping a clock, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Go ahead. I just wanted to help you with your clock.
I think we should find out where the Archer gang is and go after them, because we can do it on our terms that way.
That's a very good point, Lodgeskins. However, that would require us to leave town, and then we abandon the town. And what if a bunch of undead fuckers start eating people's brains?
We have no reason to believe that's going to happen.
I don't know if that's 100% true, considering graves have been disturbed, people are going missing, and Emma sees shadows the size of gargoyles.
Do you know how big gargoyles are?
I'm sure you do, though.
I mean, that's true.
That's pretty true.
That's pretty true.
That's true.
We played ourselves.
Got right.
So we've only seen the zombies. We saw the zombies just outside of town.
Like a half a day outside.
Just
town.
half a day.
Yeah, a fair bit out.
It's pretty far.
We could go the Magnificent Seven route. That's always a fun trope.
Fun trope.
Yeah.
I think something we could do is maybe one guy rides hard to Denver, and we have another guy just sort of scouting the outside of town. And if they find the Archer gang sort of scouting around or find anything spooky or weird, like just running perimeter duty, then they can find us and we'd know exactly where to go. And that might work better. Basically, just have like a watchman. Put
Look
him
at all
on the
these
payroll.
mines we're not going to go to.
Look at all those mines.
So, to spare you some time for planning, all you would have to do is ask, and you can find out where the cooked earth mine is.
Yeah, I see
Which
it.
one is the cooked earth mine?
It's really far away.
And why are we not going to it?
Well, you asked, so you also said, remember, to give you perspective of time, your zombie encounter was about a half day's ride, right? So you were asking how far away the cooked earth mine is. It's about a day's ride if you aren't riding hard.
It's double the distance.
Yeah.
So
Can we ask around to see if anybody knows where the gang nests?
sure, but you haven't done that yet. So if you want to,
Right.
if you want
I'm
to
gonna
move
do that.
forward in time, if you want to,
I'm gonna take Emma, and we're gonna do that.
okay.
At
But I
some
mean,
point.
it's late in the day, is my point. So
Sure.
you're gonna have to fast forward in time and even go through the next day, which is the town meeting. You see what I'm saying?
Alright.
We're gonna have to start moving time forward, which means you won't have a plan. So what's the plan for the next day?
The plan for the next day, I think, should be to figure out where these banditos are. Ryan can kind of like make some more deputies, because you can deputize fucking anybody.
Sure
to help you
can.
defend the town and make us like. I think having a patrolman's a good idea.
I love that you're just gonna deputize some like probably miners, I guess.
I mean, that's all the fucking deputies are, is it just
We can
schmucks with guns.
We can
I'm gonna
deputize-
see if any of the prostitutes want to be a deputy.
Oh, how progressive.
That'll go well.
How do you know that miners aren't women too? You don't know.
Because literally none of the miners you described have been women.
You've met 4 miners.
5.
That
5.
encompasses all miners in this town.
The only miners you've met are like in a bar that don't want to mine, but sure. Okay,
I don't even know where the rest of them are. I don't know how many people are even in this town.
that's true.
I kind of in my so I low key in my head just sort of like whatever you populated the saloon with was everybody in town.
Yeah, no shit, right? You're like, that's everyone. That's
I mean, that's
the
just
town.
everyone,
The
right?
town is at least 8 people.
There's no
That's why-
object.
that's an awful
made.
lot of
It's just like,
buildings
oh,
for
I
8
was the people
people.
who were in town.
Population, so 6 feet under. And whores. Okay, so are we going to fast forward at least to the meeting the next day, right?
Yeah,
Have some
Isn't
time.
the
Like you
church-
can call
isn't
it,
the-
but
Isn't the church guy weird too?
yes, there is a church that you have not visited that they were trying to beckon you in when you walked into town. And
Yeah,
you were
we can do that.
"No."
Some
But
other
anyway,
time.
so they call a town meeting the next day, and it goes about as well as you would expect. We don't even have to role play it per se. That he calls the meeting and explains that the mayor's already sent a writer, your friend Jeb. Jeb
Yes.
gladly accepts, and he even tries to be sober the next morning because he's hungover.
Yeah,
But
we can't drink and ride.
Right. Well, he can, but he didn't. Right. He slept and he wasn't drunk the next day. He left at sunrise. And he was more than happy to take some money to not mine. So anyway, he's on his way to hire a permanent marshal for the town as a replacement. So there's a town meeting. He informs the mayor informs everyone to the town. I'm gonna turn this music off for the time being. I actually don't even see what's playing, but it's cool.
This is good, good, the bad, and the ugly, right?
Yes. Anyway, I do like.
I'd like to say a word at the town meeting.
Okay, well, and let me finish what he said.
Sure.
So anyway, he informs the town that you're stepping in for the time being. He informs everyone about the deeds and what the marshal has done, and that the deputies have stepped down. There is concern about the Archer gang, but he explains that you have stepped in for the time being, and then I guess that would be when you step in. And like I said, he explains the whole. Someone's already stepped into Denver. Hopefully it'll be filled in with only a few days break, and that you're on patrol for the time being.
Right.
At this point, if you want to role play some, go ahead. But
Howdy,
that's-
folks. My name's Utah Jack. Some of you know me. Some of you are lucky enough not to. Bit of a shit situation for the town right now, but I'm hoping to see us through to the other side until you can get a proper marshal in here that won't extort you and respect this town the way it deserves to be respected. Now, because those shit-stained deputies decided to step down and ditch out of here, I need people who are potentially willing to be replacements for the time being. Who here knows how to shoot a gun?
There's sort of like a bit of confusion at first.
Sorry, let me be a bit more clear. There are job openings, and they pay better than being a miner. Who here knows how to shoot a gun?
Well, you see, so you do see like the town that, by the way, what you see is at least about 20, 30 people have shown up. The mayor has already informed you, like the mayor will step up and like when you do whatever. So you see a few miners have kind of, a few people raise their hand and like, shit, I can shoot a gun. And a few other people, I can shoot a gun too. There's a woman back there who's like, I'll shoot a gun. Yeah.
Yeah, you, the lady and the couple got men said you can shoot a gun. Step forward here.
All right, they kind of come on up.
We're gonna have a bit of a bit of a couple questions to ask. I'm gonna have you get on the range and shoot a couple bottles. And if it works out, you be some deputize you, and you'll be ready to help this town out.
All right, so you don't need a notice roll for this. You notice that the former deputies are not present.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you were looking for that, so there's no reason for you to roll.
Yeah, so I'll spend the rest of the chunk of this day taking the people who step forward and just making sure they actually can shoot a gun.
Okay. Let me check. So the miners have stats. I think the answer will be no. I'm just going to check their stats. So you're basically going to be pulling from miners.
What? None of the
they are shooting D6.
Outrageous.
Actually, the miners do have shooting D6.
Oh, nice.
Let me check.
So
the Jewel Theater don't even show up. They don't give a shit.
That's fine.
But yeah, some of the miners that you pick up, like they are shooting D6. They're in for it. They're good.
They're shooting as good as I do.
Yep.
Yeah, I deputize, I don't know, like however many step up.
Well, I mean, you'll probably get a decent amount. So the mayor will tell you after the fact, since you're going to tell them like show up to the marshal's office or something if you're interested, right? Like,
yeah.
So the mayor will tell you that basically plenty of the miners start up at dawn to head out to the mines, like some of the remaining mines. So like not everyone was present. The word will get out, right? So this isn't the entire town. It's not like the town is 30 people.
Right.
All right. So give me some more notice rolls.
Okay.
Not today.
I'm gonna use a Benny. Significantly better.
Okay. So it's nothing super crazy. You just sort of notice over the last, I guess it would be 3 days, that I'm only just kind of bringing this up now, that it sort of just struck you, and that the church has come up. The church bells you just notice the church bells, and so I was going to give you a time frame. So you strolled into town. So the day you killed Marshall Bryce was a Tuesday. And you do recall hearing, now it strikes you. So yesterday was Wednesday. This is Thursday. And you just kind of throughout the day and almost without rhyme or reason, you sort of every once in a while hear the church bells at weird times too. So again, just while you were talking and you're helping them shoot, you just heard the church bells in the distance again. So with that raise, and again, you just kind of heard it again. It's a Thursday, like, huh?
Hey, Lodgeskins, Emma. Might be worth it for you two to give that church a bit of a look in while I figure out who the hell I'm gonna pick as a deputy.
All right, that sounds fine. We'll go look at him. check the church out, I guess.
Yeah.
Neat.
I tell my granddaughter to ease up on the card tricks if she knows what I mean.
All right.
So while they do that, Travis, I'll just spend time picking out just however I do it. Just there were 6 deputies before, right? I'll just find the best 6 shots.
Well, yeah.
Throughout the next amount of time, and then deputize them or whatever.
Sure.
Unless you want to roleplay that more thoroughly.
No, that's fine. Like you seem interested. Like, if the joke is you guys never go to a mine, then we don't need to roleplay the small mechanic. You see what I'm saying? Like, we can get you to deputize 6 people. Like, we can roleplay whatever you want. So
no, I'll just deputize 6 people.
Right? Like, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. So you guys start moseying on over down to the church. So if that was in the morning, you do whatever. So this would, I guess, be sort of midday. Like, you tell them to go over. So yeah, you would, that would have been the morning you over. So this is what, let's get our days down. So this is, what do you want your time reference to be? Do you want day 0 or day 1 to have been the day you killed Bryce? Or do you want day 1 to be the day the deputies left?
I would say this. I think
which
day
do you
0,
care more about?
Like day 1 would be the day we entered town / killed Bryce.
Okay. I just want to give you the time so that your time frame is relevant to you. All right. So this is day 3. All right. So this is midday of day 3. All right. So this is now Lodgeskins and Emma heading down there, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you're heading down over to this general vicinity. So this is actually a pretty nice building. It's it's like a really tall building. You can see it from pretty much anywhere in the town. So it has huge stained glass windows. It has the entrance has double, sorry for stammering there. Double doors that are the only entrance is on the front side. So, and there's people are at the front doors welcoming, kind of like standing there to welcome people in. There's not a lot of crowd there though. So anyway, there is some people there and they're like, see you kind of coming down the street and they kind of wave and they're in like white robes and they're like willing to welcome you in.
Interesting. I take my granddaughter and walk up to the churchgoers.
Okay. So they beckon. It's like, hello, welcome to the Church of the New Covenant. I'm glad to see. Are we seeing fresh new faces to Coffin Rock? What brings you this way? Come in.
We were just wondering what the church bells are sounding for.
Oh, they are here to welcome everyone to the town.
So there's no occasion, or?
Well, come in. Let's get you inside and with refreshments. Come in.
I look at my granddaughter to kind of gauge what she's thinking.
I don't like it, but I don't know.
Jeremy. So he and they're so it's like him and like 2 other guys at the front, and he's like, and so he's kind of reaching out in a very friendly way. It's like it's like come on, like, and so he's like, one's opening the door, and you can kind of see in, and then so he's like, come on in, like, here it's very hot, like we have some water inside. We'll just come in and have a seat.
I'll shoot Lodgeskins like a raised eyebrow and then just kind of shrug and go along with it.
All right, we'll go along with it for now.
All right. So he'll like put his arm around your back, basically. Just then you can kind of come in. So if you walk in, like it's a very big building, like I said. It's sort of like I said. So you come in and there's an entrance. So see if I can get a better way of describing this for you. So you come in, the bell steeple is straight up from the double doors, right? So it would be directly above you.
Uh-huh.
So when you come in, there's sort of an entryway galley. To the left would be sort of where there's holy water and a little spit area, or not spit area, like an area where there's like a place where there would be holy water and a little galley or entryway. So this is the entryway, and then there's another set of double doors, and then that leads in to where all the pews would be, and then there's a big brass pulpit altar area. And then it's pretty quiet. There's like no one really in because it's like a Thursday in the middle of the day, right? And there's just basically other people in robes inside. And he's like, it's very hot. Like, why don't you come in? We'll get you a glass of water. Just you can have a seat. Have you heard of the Church of the New Covenant? And like, they're just kind of like mumbling all these sort of things. Give me a notice roll.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. There it is. Jesus.
Man.
All right. So, when you're looking inside, there's some of these other guys inside. So there's only just the one guy that's kind of talking to you and kind of guiding you inside. There's the two that open the door and they're kind of flanking you now. Nothing threatening, right? Other than everyone's just smiling and whatever. Then there's more of the white robed people deeper, like I said, deeper in there, and sort of the pews and stuff. Like I said, it's sort of like an entryway, another set of double doors. So when you're looking inside, deeper in, there's where all the stained glass is and the light's shining in. So the light shining through the stained glass almost makes like tangible rainbows that surround everyone inside that area than the white. It also makes it look like there's bruises on everyone's faces inside that area.
Out.
So anyway, so he's just guiding you off to the side, like where there's the holy water. There's also like pitchers of actual water. It's not holy water. He's like, here, just have a glass of water. It's fine. Like, I know it's hot outside, and have a seat. Like, I'll get you a book of scripture. Like, we can talk about the book of the New Covenant. And he's just like guiding you over to a book, like a couple of chairs and stuff. So what brings you to Coffin Rock? And he's like literally like still guiding you over to a seat, and then
we'll just give him the old "we're passing through" line.
Mm-hmm. He's like, we don't get very many natives here, I'm just very surprised to see it. Not very happy, and he just kind of keeps constantly like almost never stopping, like he's asking a question and never waiting for your response, right? Like he'll ask like, what brings you here? And just like, that's so, and then like, he's trying to almost like politely, but forcefully ask, like giving you a seat.
Okay.
So are you going to like, you're not deep in, you're not going into the pews. You're going off like entryway and immediately to the left, basically. So you're not like deep in the building if you're like worried about it. Okay. Yeah. So you're immediately going in and then immediately to the left. And then that, like I said, there's an area where there's like a little thing. Make sure I'm accurately describing this place before I like lie to you or something. Yeah. And there's like a little
more lies.
Yep. Off to the left. So off to the left, and there's just like a little place for some seats and some water, basically. And he's just gonna like basically like politely but almost like sternly push you into a chair and then hand you a glass of water. And then the other two guys like close the doors behind you and then kind of come into the room and basically, just sit down and they're just going to start talking to you about a bunch of religious shit and tell you about the Church of the New Covenant, which sounds like a bunch of religious hocus pocus, for lack of a better way of describing
like a bunch of mumbo jumbo.
Is there any information relevant to what we're here for?
Nope.
All right.
You came here asking about church bells, and at no point are they going to talk about church bells. They're going to talk about a bunch of weird stuff and how awesome their church is, and have you heard about the Church in the New Covenant, and it's such a great place to be. Basically just that.
Okay.
How long has this place been here?
Oh, it's wonderful. Reverend Cheval that helped brought us all up here. He's a wonderful man. He's just heard the words of God, and he's just such a wonderful man. It's been the church itself was founded by Mr. Daly, but I think it was really through the hand of God, and really brought Reverend Cheval here. And
what's the name of this church called again?
The Church of the New
Church
Covenant.
of the New Covenant, yeah.
Does this have any relation to the Covenant out in Utah?
Oh, the Mormons? No, that's a false prophet.
False prophet, got it.
So wait, did the Reverend come here after Daly died?
No, he was invited by
he was
Mr.
invited
Daly.
by Daly.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Well, I guess I don't really have anything to do with this. I can't pump them for information because they're just going to dodge my questions. Is that a fair assumption?
That's generally where it's headed at the moment. Yes.
Okay.
And then you're going to see. So this is the other two guys are in here, and they're very happy to hand you more stuff. And you're going to see a fourth guy come in.
What does this fourth guy look like?
They're all just white guys in robes.
Fair enough.
I don't like it.
I hate him. I got hate in my heart. Yeah, I think we're gonna call this one good and thank them politely and get up and mosey out.
Well, I mean, you sure you wouldn't like some more information, or you'd like to stay a little bit? We could.
Don't really seem interested in talking about what I would like to talk about, so I bid you all adieu.
I mean, and then so they're gonna try and get in your way a little bit and just ask you to hand you more information about their church, but kind of be in your way.
That's great. I need time to read all this, and I'll take some of it.
Well, we can make time now to answer any of your questions, and they're going to kind of get more in your way.
I'm more of a reading sensory type learner.
So
I'm afraid
they're in your way.
Oh, are they now?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. They're physically kind of blocking their way in the door in a polite manner, but they're in your way.
We must be going. Please let us through.
Well, it'd be a real shame for you to leave at the moment. We still have so much more to show you. Could you need another glass of water?
I don't need any more water. I'm fine.
It's really hot outside. Would you like a glass of wine? We can get you a glass of wine or something else.
I don't drink, and I'll be leaving now. Thank you.
Are you gonna force your way through, or are you just gonna keep asking?
I guess at some point we should try to go around them.
Okay. I mean, it's a pretty narrow. You've gone off to the side, so it's kind of they're in the way is what I'm getting at. So you're gonna have to kind of. They're just not going to move out of your way.
Okay, yeah, I'll just push my way through them.
All right, you can. You don't need to do anything. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's gotten creepy enough that you have to push your way out of the way.
Got it.
All right. It's well,
And I'll just grab Emma by the hand and just fucking walk on out of there.
All right. Yeah. All right. You can. The doors are closed.
Time is over.
Yep. The double doors are closed.
Open them.
All right. Let me check something else.
Oh boy.
Let me ask you something. You asked about the bell, right?
Yeah.
They also, I apologize. One of the other things they asked about was that it's they said you asked why it was constant, that it was ringing a lot. They specifically said that it was The steeple is just very drafty.
So there's no manning the bell? There's no pole or anything like that?
Yep. Nope.
Alright.
That's my bad. So I'm going to amend that very quickly for you.
That seems responsible. Okay. Just let your bell fucking flop around all willy-nilly.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, I'll shake my head at the crazy white people and continue on my way.
Also, you guys, when did you do your notice roll? You gave...
When we walked in, I think.
We walked in, yeah.
Give me another notice roll on your way out.
8.
Outplayed.
All right.
Yeah.
You both notice there's no rope in here to toll the bell.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. So
Yeah.
the bell is just blowing in the breeze, big air quotes.
Yep. And there is nothing to toll the bell.
Oh joy.
And there's no ladder going up to the bell.
That was my next question.
And as you're noticing it, the bell rings right now. So give me a spirit roll.
I got you, fam. Emma's so far from shook right now.
All right. So you're both good, but your ears are just it is so incredibly loud right now.
Whose idea was this?
I like it. Big fan.
And also the guys behind you are still coming towards you, asking you to come back.
Yeah, we're good.
So
we're gonna leave.
all right, yeah. So you have to push the doors open, basically. Nothing hard. There's no need to athletics. I'm just saying the doors are closed. You're gonna have to like bust the doors open to leave. So
right,
you do, right? And then
push open doors as one would.
Yep. All right, you're good.
I'm into that. I like it.
All right, so yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Hold on to your dookie. It's about to get spooky.
All right, so that doesn't take a lot of your time.
All right. Well, I guess we'll be.
So this is your day 3. So anything else you'd like to do with it, other than you have now deputized a few miners and.
I think we want to ask around about the.
Did you only want to do? So some women did volunteer. They weren't miners, but they were like some housewives, basically.
Yeah, we're good.
If you want some flaws with some details, it was one of the women that volunteered was a wife of a miner that disappeared, and she wanted to do her duty.
Cool.
Wanted to do right by her town.
Super in.
She's not as good as a shot. You're literally picking one of the women that's just not as good of a shot.
That's okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Way to just fucking generalize.
No, she just wasn't. But she just. Yep.
She might eventually be the best shot, though.
Hey,
Not everyone starts on top.
She's not terrible. She's just like a D4 shooting.
Right. Started with a D4, now I'm here.
Okay.
True. We all started.
Her last name is Star Wars, so.
Okay, Ray.
All right. So anything else you want to do with your day?
I'm good for this day.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna start setting up with my deputies their patrol routes. So one deputy on a rotating schedule is always going to be patrolling about a mile outside of Coffin Rock in like a big circle.
Okay. A mile's pretty far. You sure you want to go that far out?
Half mile, I guess, then.
Okay.
Half mile's fine. And just reporting back anything strange that they see
it is in
or
the dark
signs of the Archer
alone,
gang.
Isn't it?
What'd you say?
Well, Matt, all right. If you want a mile, Matt disagreed with me, so maybe I'm wrong.
I don't. Never mind.
I mean, a mile's not really that long
Yeah. I mean,
on horseback.
You can run a mile on foot in like 10 minutes, right? Like that's a slow mile pace.
It is a slow. Yeah.
Okay.
And they don't have to be exactly 1 mile out. It's just sort of like, if they do like a cosine or a sine curve.
I meant to
right?
I brought this up before. So you guys, so I was going to bring this up before. So we can go, I brought it up and we got distracted with so you need to do something with your horses. So we're going to go back a day.
There's like no stable here?
So there is. It is one of the abandoned buildings.
Why don't we hire one of these deputies to take care of that shit?
To man the stable or to...
Yeah, there's a guy who washes squad cars for the cops. Same shit.
Is that true?
Well, so you could go check out it's the livery and corral, right?
Let's go check it out then.
Lead on. You know more about...
So when you go there,
do.
like if you go to the livery and corral, you'll find 2 dead and rotting horses that were left to die when the owner fled. But you can hitch your horses here. There is enough to just let them feed, and there's no one to pay or anything. So you can actually just store your horses here. And it's just middle of town.
Right.
Sounds like we're doing that then.
Okay.
Seems like a good plan.
I just wanted to give you more of context where your horses would be then.
Yeah.
So now you have a better idea. Okay. All right. So you're now on day 4. So you're hoping that Jeb made it to Denver by now and is reporting in and putting out word to their marshal office what's going on and to try and hire somebody.
Dude, Jeb can't die. He's basically a main character.
True.
He's definitely not just some extra we promoted for the sake of
I would give my life for
Field
Jeb.
promotion.
Field promotion. Jeff is a true moth. Did we ever?
Anybody else?
I don't think I missed it. Did we ever ask like the town folk if anyone knows about the Archer gang?
That's what I was gonna get to next.
Nope.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
this. Yep. So if you want to put word to the street, that is a skill, and you can use 2 different skills for it. It is...
Can I intimidate people?
Actually, it is. It's intimidation, and I think it's persuasion. Both can be used as a networking.
I'll roll persuasion. Jeremy can roll intimidation.
Or you can Utah do it.
Easy.
I'll roll persuasion.
Nope, Emma got it.
Oh,
What do you
okay.
know?
Jesus
good.
fucking Christ, Emma. This
I got
little
it too.
girl just hitting the fucking street. What do you know? What do you know?
Fucking tell me what
A
you
little
know.
girl with a badge hitting the street,
Well, what I like to
shaking
think
people
is
down.
what I like to think is her intimidation is coming from a different angle, right? So the way we like to describe it is that she just like creeps people out differently, right?
Yep.
Like she's not intimidating because she's like hardcore. She's intimidating.
No,
Because
what happens is so someone shows up, someone's like walking, and they see something out of the corner of their eye. They see a shadow out of the corner of their eye, and they turn back, and then she's there.
yeah, and she's like,
He's like, I have questions for you.
and she's like, ha ha ha, and she's like, okay, and she's like, now Dolly has questions for you. She's like, what?
Oh, God.
What? So, and then it's like,
Oh wait, no.
okay.
Oh shit! I forgot. No, when we got deputized, I asked Utah to deputize Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Fine. Gave
Lucy
a
has a little star.
Yep.
Has a little badge on Lucy. All right, we're good.
And so, yeah, I would like to think it's like she's like playing good cop, bad cop, except it's creepy as fuck. It's like, so people start laughing. So people start laughing at first, and then, yeah. And then, like, it gets creepy and creepy. Yeah.
And then Emma says something nice and cute. And then, like, what's that? What's that, Deputy Lucy? No, I'm not going to break their arms. Don't listen to her. She's had a long day.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, what were you saying about the Archer gang? What?
So this is going to take more than a day. So your first day, even with your raises, only starts the initial work of tracking down a location. But you are starting to get some leads. You're starting to get some sources. So basically the town still doesn't super know, but like with your raises, you're starting to get some leads on where they've been and where they might be hiding out, like some general locations.
So we're getting somewhere.
You're getting somewhere, but you're still not going to get it in like a day, basically. Let's see. Hold on. Page 133. Actually tells me how to use your skill better. So let me just see what the book says.
It tells me how to do your job better.
Yeah. All right, yeah. So, all right. So where we're on day 4, right? Anything else anyone wants to do? So you spent like your whole day kind of marching the streets, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
think so.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's
Day 5.
until we get an answer, I guess.
All right, that's fine. So day 5.
Yeah, I think so.
So day 5 is the same.
Are
probably.
That's what I'm saying.
They're going out. Have they seen anything? They found anything?
All right. Let me do something. So every night, let me get this right. Every night you're sending one person, or you're patrolling at night around.
It's a rotation. It's like a 24-hour rotation.
So night and day.
Night and day.
Yeah.
So like probably like, all right, here's your 6-hour session. Here's your 6-hour session. You
Mhm.
know?
They can work 8 hours. It's fine.
Or 8, yeah, whatever.
It's
We don't have
just-
labor laws haven't been invented. They can work all day for all I
Yeah.
care.
Thanks, Mr. Carnegie.
Especially the children.
That's right. Watch out, granddaughter.
Are the
No, what was
people?
it? Was it their small bodies can fit into places the adults can't?
Yeah.
What about the people that are out patrolling around the town at night? What are their patrols like?
I keep them a little closer to town
Mhm.
at night. Like if the night shift, just like keep the town within your eye line.
Are they on horseback or on foot?
Horseback for sure?
Okay. All right. So what happens? All right. So what are you doing on day 5?
I mean, other than just sort of, I think I want to take one of the houses that
Mhm.
is like not great, like one of the abandoned houses or whatever.
Mhm.
I want to find some people in town, like whoever the carpenter or whoever is in town, and just get one of these houses more fortified.
Make it a barracks.
Yeah, like a barracks.
All right. That would be Jonah the blacksmith again. That's the closest you're gonna get.
Yeah,
All
and I'll
right.
say, hey, Jonah, we gotta barracks up one of these buildings.
Okay. He'll get on that. All right. So he'll spend most of the day doing that. I mean, that's not preoccupying you. So
Yeah, and you know, I'm gonna take a trip into the church too. I think.
okay. Are you bringing? Or is it just you?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, we can tell you how the church was.
Oh yeah, it's spooky.
Okay.
But I think it's about
I'm
time.
gonna keep into it. I'm gonna keep trying to I'm trying to keep catching leads.
All right. You do that. All right. Let's. What time of day are you going to the church?
Noon.
All right. So you're going to see a very similar thing. You're going to see the same thing, and you're going to see they're going to spot you as you're coming in, and you're going to see the three guys outside. And you're going to see someone waving.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into this Scientology shit. Let's go.
Okay. And they're gonna like kind of wave at you, and it's like, hi, like, welcome, welcome to the Church of the New Covenant. Welcome. It's like, it's great to see a fresh face. It's hi, how are you? Come in. It's so hot. Would you like a glass of water? Come in.
No,
come in.
I am fine. I just had a glass of water. I'm doing mighty okay. Who is the pastor or bishop, high priest of this here establishment?
You mean Reverend Cheval?
Yeah, where is Mr. Cheval?
He's out and about for the time being.
Do you know when Mr. Cheval will return?
1 second.
You see, I'm the new marshal in town, and I would very much like to introduce myself to him.
He's out. He's out scaring the countryside, trying to track down the sources of the evil afflicting this town. We don't know exactly when he'll be back, but when he is, we'll make sure he comes in and checks with the new marshal.
How long this Cheval been gone?
He's been gone a few days.
So did he travel all by his lonesome?
He goes about with some of the other brothers.
The other brothers. It's mighty interesting. Well, when he returns, please make sure that he does stop by the marshal's residence, so we can have a conversation.
Well, we will be sure to do that, Mr. Marshal.
You stay out of trouble now.
We will be sure to do that, Mr. Marshal. Please, yes, sir. Would you like what now?
I'll just tip my hat and I will walk out.
Okay. Would you like a copy of the New Covenant?
Too late. It's all gone.
I mean, they're just like saying it as like you're leaving. All right. You sure you don't want to go into the church, Ryan?
I'm sure. We're sure.
All right. Give me that intimidate roll, little girl. All right. So some of the sources you did yesterday, are some of the networking you did is pounding pavement. You're kind of narrowing it down based on what you're doing. Some of the miners have seen some of the same things. They're like, some of the sources you're getting are kind of confused that they would have just told you anyway if you'd asked nicely. They're a little confused why you have to be so mean about it and weird. But basically you're getting that they're in this general vicinity. But you still, that's the most that someone has figured out.
Okay.
I should probably make sure that's true. See if I was lying. I was not lying. Nope. Yep, this general vicinity.
All right. Well, that's useful.
Yep. They were last spotted. Someone saw them rather recently over in that area. Hooting and a hollering.
I'll let the gang know. And I guess whatever the old man's up to.
Well, what do we got up to?
Well, I mean, Lodgeskins, what were you doing with your day?
Doing my rituals and Probably helping Emma, honestly.
Okay.
I don't really have much. I mean, I'd want to ask around about like the relics and stuff like that, but I don't think anybody's really seen much about it.
Not for this, unfortunately. That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find motivation, you know.
I know.
But that's okay. We got current problems to deal with.
We gotta find these archer clowns so we can kill them. Lucy says we should kill them. I think we should arrest them.
Or something.
You never know out there in the Old West.
I mean, bandits are, you know, that's pretty much grounds for fight on sight.
So,
you know what I mean?
At this point,
We could hang them.
you have, at the end of the, so at this point, you have found, I should report in, there was a dead body found near the schoolhouse this morning.
Oh,
Marshall.
Fuck. I gotta go. Let me go investigate.
That's important. Yeah, everybody. Woo, woo, woo,
All hands
woo.
on deck. Let's go see.
This took
Wow.
a while. So this, you got to do everything there, and this was just now found because this is a derelict side of the town, right? So this took a little bit.
Yep,
All
I'm
right.
gonna go take a look at his body.
This also
We
gives
gotta find a stick to poke it
Lodgeskins
with.
something to do. This is a survival.
Alright, so roll survival, you said?
Yeah, I mean, this would healing or survival. I guess healing would be first.
That's all you Lodgeskins.
2?
You can ignore that rules. Healing would let you know, like this would be
Oh,
like
okay.
like how mauled and stuff they are.
Easy.
All right, so let me pull up the thing that killed.
It's so easy when you just get free rerolls.
I mean, yeah, I didn't even know what your skill was. You might have been rolling the wrong.
I
thing,
was
basically.
rolling the wrong skill. I was rolling survival.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But the wrong die type is what I'm getting at.
Oh, okay.
Hmm. So yeah. So this body is just it's a man. It's completely mutilated with slashing and cuts and everything around it. So with your healing, especially that well, instead of you were expecting to see like claw marks or something along those lines, but and to maybe the untrained eye, that's what it would look like because it is a bunch of lacerations. But they're not claw marks. What you're able to piece together is that it's actually a bunch of bruising and cuts from a bunch of objects around the area. Like stones and stuff that hit this person and basically cut them all up.
Does the bruising look the same as the bruises we saw in the church on the people?
Nope.
Survival to see if I've recognized this kind of wound before.
Nope.
Alright. That's very strange.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to make any more of it out of it, so I relay this information to my comrades.
Well, the survival would be if you can track it.
Oh, okay. I'm
Use
assuming
a
I can't.
Benny on it, dude.
I mean, it was a 5. It should have passed.
Oh, so the survival is, so you're going to look around, right? So this is out, so this body's outside near the schoolhouse area. So it's like right around here.
So sorry, did you say how old the person was, Travis?
It's just a grown man. It's like it's like one of the minors. There's just like a lot more minors than everyone else.
It's just a minor. He's not important.
Right. Well, it was by the schoolhouse. I wasn't sure if it was like a
Well,
child.
it's
or
like
something.
between, no, it's like
Oh,
a,
yeah,
Kinda
it's
look
between,
around
super
for-
relevant.
no, so it's
Yeah.
Been hit by if he's been hit by stuff, can I like look around and see if there's like blood anywhere else? Like blood on,
Jeremy, you in blood.
So what I was gonna say, it's not actually
Curious.
at. I just want to be clear. It's not like at the schoolhouse. It's like between the schoolhouse and like the
Right.
library. Like it's like down the road a little bit is what I was trying to get
Well, that's
at.
what you get for trying to learn.
Yeah. So once pointed out, you can note that it's like there's actually like scrapes and blood a little bit. So like there's blood spattering everywhere around the corpse. It's like a mutilated kind of body. But yeah, there's blood on the rocks a bit a ways once Lodgeskins points it out. Right. So you can see some blood on rocks and sticks and like debris, basically, like whatever around the body, even farther away, like even a few yards away. Like there's a board like on the school grounds, even like a couple yards away, even on some of the library property.
So things were flung at this person.
Yep. You were able to piece that together. The problem is, even with your survival roll, even with the success, you can't really track it very well. There's no marks. As a matter of fact, your success helps you identify that there's no
So it's almost
tracking.
like something fragged this guy out, but the source of the frag is unknown.
Yes. So what you can do is you can track him, but you can't track the source. So tracking him, he was walking along. You were able to track him back from the brothel. So he was walking along from the brothel and turned right down this road, was walking down near the schoolhouse, then turned and was running back away from the schoolhouse and got killed.
Okay.
That's what your survival and tracking found.
I'll relay this to Utah and Emma, and I'll recommend to Utah that he go check out the brothel and ask around, and Emma and I will check out the schoolhouse.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Sure.
Right. Come on, granddaughter.
Yay, we're investigating a murder.
That's right.
I'll head into the brothel.
Oh, all right.
You can do him first.
Yeah, that's what she said. All right.
Heyo.
That's what she's about to say.
All right. So we know how this goes. You do your deed. You come in. It's daylight this time though. So you go in, you have that little entryway. You see the big man at the front. You pay your cover fee. And it's actually incredibly similar as last
Clarence.
time. Yep. He just grunts and lets you in after you pay your cover.
Wait, I'm the marshal. I don't have to pay.
Yeah, you do.
What?
Yep.
Excuse me. I'm here on Marshal's business.
Nope.
I'm here on an investigation.
You pay to get in. Was there a murder inside here?
I'm not saying this to. I'm saying this to the DM. Like, this is outrageous.
Wait, you're saying you're in? So, was there a murder
saying like
inside
Ryan's
here?
the DM. The marshal has to pay to get into the brothel if he's doing town business. That's
Wait.
crazy.
Oh, wait. So let me be clear. Are you gonna claim that you're? So you're gonna claim that you're investigating a murder in here? Like you're claiming you're. That's the reason why, right? Like you're actually.
Yeah. I'm going to because I need to ask questions about this murder.
Okay. All right. You're not gonna pay the cover, but he's gonna grunt.
No, I'm
at
not
you.
here for fun. I'm here on business.
Here for business, not pleasure.
Business, not pleasure.
Well, that's gonna change what happens. He's still not gonna let you in. He's going to tell you to wait a second. He's gonna go inside without you.
That's fine. I can wait.
Mm-hmm. And what's going to come back down is instead he's going to come back in and a woman's going to come in, and you haven't seen this woman yet.
I think I've heard about her though, right?
You may have. So she's going to come out, and she's going to be she's actually an incredibly beautiful woman. Dark olive skin, black hair, and she's very finely dressed in a red dress. And she's going, "Marshall, I have heard about you. And she says, I am Bella Sygrove. Pleasure to meet you."
Give her the swoon.
Well, howdy, Miss. What would you say, Bella Sygrove? Is that what you said, Travis?
Yep.
Howdy, Miss Sygrove. I am sorry to interrupt your business in the middle of this hour, but there appears to have been some nastiness that has occurred near your establishment, and my other deputies have tracked this man's last known movements to here.
A murder?
I do say so myself.
That's just awful. What do you need?
I'm wondering if you can tell me about if any of your girls, and I don't have to go in if you don't need me to, but know about. I described the minor.
She's like, well, I mean, we get an awful lot of men here. I mean, you
Sure
can't
you
really
do.
describe him is the problem. He's mutilated.
She's what?
You can't really describe him. He's mutilated.
Yeah.
No, like so you can describe like a mutilated corpse is what I'm getting at. You don't know who he is yet.
Oh, I see. Right. Well, I guess how many men were here last night?
She said, last night we probably had a little less than a dozen. We get quite a few men come by every night.
You don't have records and obviously of names of folks that come in and out here, do you?
Marshall, that would be part of what we men pay for is a bit of discretion.
I understand, of course, and I would not wish to hurt your business practices in any way, shape, or form. But there's your business can be hurt mightily if the various patrons start being offed. If that makes sense. And as marshal, it's my duty to get to the bottom of such things.
Well, how about Clarence? Clarence, how about you step out front and make sure you meet our guest at the very front door for a little bit? And Clarence grunts and just goes out to the front. And then Bella opens up the back door there, and you can see the red glow. So even during the daylight, that red kind of glow is there. And she says, well, Marshall, I might still maybe keep a few names of the men that frequent our establishment. I might be able to keep that get that information to you if you give me a little time, but I would not want that to get out if that could be kept between us.
Oh, I think it very much could be, Bella.
All right. If you could just maybe give me a couple hours, I could get that to you. I would want that to be kept a bit more discreet if that's possible.
I have other ways in which I can say I divined this information.
All right. Yeah.
Very helpful.
All right. If you wouldn't mind, I'll get one of my girls to get you a note if that's all right.
That seems mighty helpful.
All right. And then I'll arrange that for you. How about I just get one of my girls to bring that to the marshal's office later tonight then?
Seems fine with me.
All right. Well, pleasure meeting you, Marshall. Don't be a stranger.
I will not, of course.
And if you could just send my boy Clarence back to his seat.
Of course.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye, Marshall.
Bye-bye.
And she heads back in and gives you a wink on the way out.
And then I exhale. Woo!
I think you found your first wife.
And so, going back to you guys go over to the schoolhouse. Let me see here. And we can call it an evening after the schoolhouse investigation.
Yeah, I'm getting sleepy.
Mm-hmm. So the schoolhouse is very run down. So there's a fence that circles the area, and basically there's not much that the building itself is completely the roof is completely caved in, but you can actually see into parts of the building still. So you can actually see there's school desks still left in there. The school grounds, there's debris kind of left all over and haphazard around the school grounds itself. It's very worn down and kind of rotted around the school grounds. So there's not much more to describe, I guess, without saying school grounds like 8 more times.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're gonna like check it out to see if there's traces of anything with survival, but
Okay.
Yeah, or I'll just roll like notice.
Okay.
just trying to see if anything's been through here. We're gonna spend a Benny.
Yeah, why not, right?
We're gonna spend another Benny.
There he is.
God, you know, my like D4 skills, I just explode all over the place. But these D8s.
All right.
Rough.
So you were using notice, or you were doing survival?
Just see if anything's been through here. Yeah.
So no, actually, it looks. Again, you don't really notice anything, and the debris looks strewn about in kind of a similar fashion as before. But I mean, it kind of just looks. This, yeah, it looks kind of the same. It's like very haphazardly thrown around.
Yeah, I was less worried about like the debris and just like seeing if I could figure out like if anything's been in here or anyone.
No, it doesn't look like anyone's been this way.
All right, well then I'll just do a general notice roll along with Jeremy. Easy.
All skill, baby.
I mean, you don't really need a notice roll in this case because, like, you see what I described from before, basically.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Well, okay then. Looks like a dead end to me.
Seems that way.
Unless anybody's
It
got
sounds
any
like he
ideas.
got stoned. Yeah, it sounds like he got murdered by the church people. We should probably just go kill them.
Ugh.
God.
Let me get my shotgun.
I mean, you're probably right, but
Yeah.
I can't prove it.
Well, we're the law, so
Maybe we should just go to church tomorrow. See where that takes us.
I am the law.
All right, Judge Emma.
I'm a hanging judge.
So where are you guys? Do you just so when you say you
We're-
go to the school grounds, what do you do exactly?
Like
Well,
walk inside the
just
building.
Walking around, see if anything looks like disturbed.
All right.
Oh, interrupt. Split second.
Sort
Keyword.
of. So we're gonna end here. So yeah.
There's a murder. There's a gang. There's zombies.
And
there's
we're
a
never.
bear.
There's also
there's a crate mine.
there are 2 mines that we'll never go to.
No one made you kill a marshal.
Not 1, but 2. But yeah, but that's way more fun.
No one prevented us from doing it.
Valid.
See how I put that back out on you? Game master.
Game master.
Game master. How could I say that more derogatively? Sweet Cloud laughed derisively at him.
I like sessions where it's a little more RP heavy.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not every session needs to end with me blowing someone's guts out.
That was pretty fun too.
All right. So yeah, we're gonna end there. I think.
I think what I'm trying to get at, Ryan, is I'm in for all